Chapter 2001, Inviting Master Lin to Lecture. In the Divine City, in front of the Symbol Master's tower, a group of high-level Symbol Masters gathered. They sat cross-legged, their gazes devout. In front of them were clusters of continuously burning soul flames. These were the soul flames left behind by Lin Moyu after his lecture, preserved through special means to ensure they would not extinguish for 1,000 years. 100 clusters of soul flames looked identical, almost indistinguishable. But all the high-level Symbol Masters present knew that the interiors of these soul flames were different. Each soul flame had subtle differences, and they continuously sensed these differences to hone their souls and enhance their soul sensitivity. This was also a method left behind by Lin Moyu. Many high-level Symbol Masters, after long periods of training, had somewhat improved their soul sensitivity. They had made significant progress in integrating runes. The Symbol Masters also realized how important soul sensitivity was to a 657 Symbol Master. Now, soul sensitivity had become a standard for measuring a Symbol Master. Not only were high-level Symbol Masters training themselves here, but even the Symbol Saint also came here to train himself. His talent was considered outstanding among all Symbol Masters, but compared to Lin Moyu, it was still far inferior. The Symbol Saint sat in the Symbol Master's tower, his tightly closed eyes slowly opening, his consciousness returning. He received a message from Lin Moyu and muttered to himself, "It seems Lin Xiaoyu has something to discuss." He told Lin Moyu his location, then got up and flew out of the tower, standing in midair. Moments later, a person came from afar. 1 second he was in the distance, the next he was in front of him, as if teleporting. The Symbol Saint smiled and said, "Congratulations, Lin Xiaoyu." He could naturally see that Lin Moyu had made further progress in mastering the laws of space. Just now, Lin Moyu had taken a step and crossed a long distance, the whole process looking very natural, without any strain. Lin Moyu smiled, "I should congratulate you too, Symbol Saint." The Symbol Saint felt a bit strange, wondering what there was to congratulate him for. At this moment, the many Symbol Masters in the square saw Lin Moyu and all cupped their fists and called out, "Master Lin." For a moment, the voices calling, "Master Lin," were endless. These high-level Symbol Masters spoke with respect in their voices. They had all listened to Lin Moyu's lectures and benefited greatly. According to the rules, they should call Lin Moyu, Master Lin. Lin Moyu smiled and nodded to everyone, then said to the Symbol Saint, "Saint, please arrange a quiet room." The Symbol Saint nodded, "Follow me." He led Lin Moyu into the Symbol Master's tower and went to the 10th floor. Only he and 2 elders could enter the 10th floor, making it very quiet. At this moment, the 2 elders were not present, so only the Symbol Saint and Lin Moyu were there. The Symbol Saint said, "Lin Xiaoyu, if you have any instructions, just say so." Lin Moyu said, "I have no instructions, but I have some rune materials for you to review." A jade token flew to the Symbol Saint, who took it with some confusion and began to examine it. Soon, his pupils began to dilate, and his eyebrows stood up. His eyes showed not only shock but also greed. It was a greed for runes. After reading it once, he put down the jade token and asked excitedly, "Where did this come from?" Lin Moyu smiled, "Let me keep it a secret for now. I want to ask if you have any higher grade jade tokens, the higher the better." Without thinking, the Symbol Saint immediately took out a purple jade token. The purple jade token emitted an aura of the other shore realm, and it looked very exquisite, having been carved and polished. Lin Moyu took it and, without saying anything, began to copy the inheritance of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign. He copied carefully, starting with the ancient rune materials of the 1st to 3rd levels. The purple jade token had no problems. He then tried to copy the materials of the 4th level, but as soon as he started, the purple jade token cracked and shattered on the spot. The purple jade token of the other shore realm could not withstand the materials of the 4th level. When the purple jade token shattered, the Symbol Saint's eyes narrowed sharply, and he immediately took out a new purple jade token. He knew that what Lin Moyu was recording inside must be extraordinary. The purple jade token was precious, and the Symbol Saint felt a bit of pain taking it out, but this pain was nothing compared to Lin Moyu's materials. This time, Lin Moyu only recorded the ancient rune materials of the 1st to 3rd levels and then tried to copy the insights of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign. Crack! The purple jade token shattered again, even more thoroughly than before. Without a word, the Symbol Saint took out another purple jade token and handed it to Lin Moyu. This time, Lin Moyu knew the limits and only copied the ancient rune materials of the 1st to 3rd levels, not touching anything else. Materials of the 4th level and above might require materials of the Supreme Realm to withstand. As for the insights of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign, even materials of the Supreme Realm might not be enough. Lin Moyu also realized that the pearl containing the highest inheritance of the Yunwu sect was not an ordinary item. It could bear the inheritance of the Heavenly Sovereign and had both virtual and real attributes, making it a true treasure. After copying the ancient rune materials, Lin Moyu returned the jade token to the Symbol Saint. The Symbol Saint eagerly began to read it. His greatest interest in life was runes. His relentless pursuit of runes was the source of his motivation to become a saint. The ancient runes in the jade token greatly attracted the Symbol Saint. Even though they were only of the 1st to 3rd levels, their profundity was astonishing. In the current world, only the Symbol Saint could study them, even the 2 elders were not qualified. The Symbol Saint struggled to pull his attention away from the jade token and looked at Lin Moyu with amazement. How did you get these materials? Lin Moyu said, by chance, I obtained the inheritance of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign. The Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign. The Symbol Saint was shocked, exclaiming despite his usual composure. Lin Moyu asked, do you know the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign? The Symbol Saint nodded. The book, Symbolic Language, I once showed you was recorded by the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign, but it was from his younger days when he was learning runes. He didn't use it later. I see. Lin Moyu finally understood that he had seen the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign's work early on. Lin Moyu said, the inheritance of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign is vast, but I cannot copy it all. For now, I can only copy the ancient runes of the 1st to 3rd levels. The Symbol Saint understood. I see. Having the ancient runes of the 1st to 3rd levels is already very good, enough for me to study for 1,000 years. Lin Moyu continued, although I cannot copy it, I can orally describe some things to you, which might be helpful. The jade token couldn't bear it, but oral description should be fine. The Symbol Saint immediately sat upright, bowing to Lin Moyu with a devout posture. Please, Master Lin, lecture. His love and devotion to runes were unmatched. Lin Moyu knew this well, so he accepted the gesture and began to explain the rune path of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign. A warship was speeding through deep space, heading towards the Divine City. Inside the warship, Hao Saint's expression was strange. Xiao Wu was beside him, lying on a treasure like a white cloud, sound asleep. Chapter 2002. Are you trying to kill someone? Lin Moyu's lecture was about the path of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign, not his own path. Lin Moyu indeed had an extremely strong talent in the way of runes, far surpassing everyone in the current era. However, talent was one thing, and realm was another. In terms of realm, he was still far from the Symbol Saint. Being able to articulate the path of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign was already extremely difficult. During the lecture, the Symbol Saint gained a lot, and Lin Moyu himself also benefited greatly. His understanding of runes deepened significantly, and he gained a lot from it. The way of runes was vast and profound, and there were many aspects that Lin Moyu knew but did not fully understand. Unfortunately, his realm was not high enough, which was unavoidable. The private lecture lasted for 10 days and finally ended. The Symbol Saint respectfully bowed to Lin Moyu. Thank you, Master Lin, for your lecture. Lin Moyu immediately shook his head and said, this is the path of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign, I am just a substitute lecturer. The Symbol Saint shook his head, the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign has long passed away. Master Lin's willingness to share his path is a great favor to all symbol masters of the current era. When I fully comprehend this path, I will make it public so that all symbol masters can listen to the ancient sages' teachings. Lin Moyu immediately bowed, then I will trouble the saint. This was exactly what he wanted. He hoped to use the Symbol Saint's hand to spread the inheritance of the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign, so that all symbol masters of the current era could know what the complete way of runes was. At this moment, the voice of the Human Emperor Network sounded in their ears. Saint Hao has returned. Please contact him after your cultivation. Lin Moyu asked, when did Saint Hao return? The Human Emperor Network immediately replied that Saint Hao had returned 5 days ago. Lin Moyu found it strange. Saint Hao was out playing with Xiao Wu, so why did he suddenly return? During the lecture, the Symbol Saint had specifically instructed the Human Emperor Network not to disturb them unless it was urgent. So it was only after the lecture ended that the Human Emperor Network spoke up. The Symbol Saint smiled and said, Saint Hao might have something to do. You should go first. Leave the matter of the inheritance to me. Lin Moyu bowed to the symbol saint and then left the symbol master's tower. The human emperor network drew a guiding path in the sky. Lin Moyu took a step and disappeared. Saint Hao's warship was quietly floating in the air. Generally, warships were not allowed to navigate in the divine city, but a few saints had special privileges. The warship's door was open, and a faint scent of tea wafted out. Lin Moyu appeared outside the warship and flew straight in without any hesitation, sitting directly opposite Saint Hao. Why did you come back? Lin Moyu said as he naturally picked up a teacup, poured himself some tea, and glanced at Xiao Wu, who was still sleeping beside him. Xiao Wu seemed to be asleep, but Lin Moyu felt that she was not really asleep, her state seemed a bit peculiar. Lin Moyu looked at her a few more times and found that Xiao Wu was indeed not asleep but had entered a very peculiar state. Xiao Wu's aura seemed to be increasing at a stable rate. When Xiao Wu had just completed her possession and transformed into a human, her aura was unstable. Later, it stabilized, and her realm remained at the 7th level of the true god. These days, she had already reached the 9th level of the true god and seemed to be still improving. Saint Hao said in a low voice, "Guess who we met?" Who did they meet? Lin Moyu thought for a moment and immediately guessed, smiling, the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign. Saint Hao's eyes widened. How did you know? Lin Moyu smiled, I received the inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign. Saint Hao spat out a mouthful of tea, which shot out like an arrow. His purple gold body instantly activated, and the tea hit it, making a clinking sound. Lin Moyu smiled wryly, are you trying to kill someone? If it were an ordinary god, Saint Hao's mouthful of tea would be enough to seriously injure them. Saint Hao ignored his own loss of composure and immediately asked, how did you get the inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign? Lin Moyu leisurely drank his tea. The inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign is in the highest inheritance of the Yunwu sect, and it was just activated. He did not explain the process in detail. After all, he had already obtained the inheritance, and some things did not need to be explained too much. Saint Hao said, all right, then what is the inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign? It's all about the way of runes. I've already told the symbol saint everything I can. Some things I can't explain, Lin Moyu said, indicating that it was not that he did not want to explain, but that he really could not. Saint Hao understood. Earlier, the remnant soul of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign found us. He warned me to take good care of Xiao Wu. If anything happens to Xiao Wu, he won't let me off. Lin Moyu said, the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign regards Xiao Wu as a relative. Not only him, but the illusory mist Heavenly Sovereign also feels the same. If anything happens to Xiao Wu, they won't let us off. Saint Hao looked puzzled, aren't they dead? Lin Moyu chuckled, who knows? Anyway, that's what they said. Maybe they have some backup plans, just like this inheritance. Who could have thought of that? Saint Hao thought of the means of the Heavenly Sovereigns. Even a remnant soul was not something he could contend with. Lin Moyu asked, what's going on with Xiao Wu now? Saint Hao explained the situation. Earlier, the remnant soul of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign suddenly found them, not only warning Saint Hao but also drawing an ancient rune and planting it in Xiao Wu's body. Under this ancient rune, Xiao Wu's realm could rapidly improve without the need for cultivation and could also comprehend laws. After the ancient rune was planted, Xiao Wu fell into a deep sleep, and it was unknown how long she would sleep. Saint Hao had therefore interrupted their play and brought Xiao Wu back. It was clear that Saint Hao and Xiao Wu had a good relationship. Saint Hao seemed to regard Xiao Wu as his daughter. Xiao Wu also treated Saint Hao well. During their travels, they seemed to have truly become like father and daughter. With Saint Hao taking care of Xiao Wu, Lin Moyu was also at ease. Lin Moyu remembered what the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign had said. He seemed to want to do something for this world to make up for his guilt. These words were similar to what the illusory mist Heavenly Sovereign had said. The illusory mist Heavenly Sovereign had burned his own remnant soul, weakening the fortunes of various races and feeding them back to the great world of runes, buying more time for the great world. What would the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign do? Suddenly, the entire divine city blossomed with brilliant light and began to shake violently. The sky changed, and a glow appeared. Countless formations in the divine city were activated, making the entire city seem alive. The two of them rushed out of the warship, looking at what was happening in front of them, not understanding. Let's go find Elder Xing. Saint Hao closed the warship door and took Lin Moyu into the formation, heading to where Elder Xing was. In the Symbol Masters Square, the high-level Symbol Masters did not know what was happening. Each of them was shocked and nervous. What happened? Why is the Divine City moving? Is there another enemy invasion? Impossible. The human race has been very peaceful recently. There can't be any enemies. The Symbol Saint flew out of the tower and shouted, "Quiet, nothing is happening, don't worry." He communicated with the Human Emperor Network. "Human Emperor, what happened? The Great World of Runes is having an anomaly. I am stabilizing the formations." The Symbol Saint nodded, and the next second, his voice spread throughout the Divine City, "Everyone remain calm, there is no need to panic." After saying this, he also rushed to where Elder Xing was. Chapter 2003. Chapter 2003. One wave has not settled, another wave rises. The Divine City was shaking, and even the Sea of Laws was trembling. Elder Xing let out a light sigh, and a vast power surged out. Countless formations appeared around him, and the Sea of Laws quickly calmed down. Elder Xing's gaze fell into the void, looking towards an infinitely distant place. He was observing the great world of runes, or more precisely, he was sensing it. He couldn't directly open the path to the great world of runes like a heavenly sovereign, he could only sense parts of it. Then, his expression changed, becoming extremely strange. Someone is at the world's core. How is this possible? How can there still be a heavenly sovereign in this world? There were no more supremes in the world, so how could there be a heavenly sovereign? Elder Xing found it hard to believe, but his senses told him that someone was indeed there. I don't know if this is good or bad. Sigh. Elder Xing sighed heavily. If someone could indeed reach that place, he couldn't stop them. In front of a heavenly sovereign, his power was insignificant. Old Xing. Saint Hao arrived with Lin Moyu. Within 3 seconds, the Symbol Saint also arrived. Elder Xing said, "I know why you are here. I sensed someone went to the world's core and did something, causing the great world of runes to react. I just don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing." Saint Hao suddenly thought of something and looked at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu said, "It should be the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign." Elder Xing was slightly surprised. "Tell me the details." Lin Moyu briefly explained the situation with the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign. When the Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign left, he said he would go to the great world of runes. Elder Xing sighed. "I didn't expect that there would still be remnants of the Heavenly Sovereign's soul left. Then there should be no problem. The Heavenly Sovereign knows what he's doing and won't act recklessly." Elder Xing continued to sense the great world of runes. After a moment, he said, "The Saint Symbol Heavenly Sovereign should have helped repair part of the great world of runes, but it didn't have much effect. The collapse of the great world of runes cannot be stopped. Destruction is inevitable. I suggest you prepare early." Saint Hao asked, "You previously said that the world's resources are depleting and that we should prepare early, but we always felt that the human race needed more time. With thousands of years of preparation and this cooperation with the Starfish clan, I think we are ready. When the Heavenly Sovereign returns from his divine journey, we plan to start taking action." Elder Xing's suggestion had always left Saint Hao and others undecided. However, the words of the illusory mist Heavenly Sovereign prompted Saint Hao to make a decision, just waiting for the Heavenly Sovereign to return from his divine journey. Elder Xing said, "He has already returned." Sure enough, a few seconds later, they sensed the Heavenly Sovereign's presence. Saint Hao said, "It seems the great world of runes." Reaction interrupted the Heavenly Sovereign's divine journey. Each divine journey could last from 10 to 100 years. This time, it had been less than a year, and it was interrupted by an accident. A divine journey couldn't be undertaken at any time, it required many conditions. It wasn't easy for the Heavenly Sovereign to go on a divine journey. This interruption meant it was uncertain when the next one would be. The Heavenly Sovereign, glowing with golden light, rushed to them like a golden meteor. At this moment, the Heavenly Sovereign had just ended his divine journey, his aura still unstable, but his face was filled with excitement. Saint Hao, familiar with the Heavenly Sovereign, noticed his unusual expression. "What did you see on this divine journey?" The Heavenly Sovereign said, "On this divine journey, I entered another world. That world is very peculiar." Elder Xing frowned. "Another world? Tell us more." The Heavenly Sovereign said, "The cultivators in that world are very peculiar. They can summon a special kind of battle armor. Wearing the armor greatly increases their combat power. The battle armor is divided into several levels, roughly iron, copper, silver, and gold. In that world, people awaken their summoning power at the age of 10. Through cultivation, their summoning power can be enhanced, allowing them to summon different levels of battle armor. Those who can summon battle armor are called warriors. The Heavenly Sovereign described a completely different power system. Hearing this, Elder Xing fell into deep thought. Saint Hao said, "It seems this divine journey was indeed fruitful. You entered such a strange world. In the past, your divine journeys were either to other races or outer realms. I wonder where this small world is located. If I have the chance, I'd like to visit it too." The Heavenly Sovereign shook his head. "I originally wanted to determine its location, but the divine journey was suddenly interrupted, so I couldn't." "What a pity," Saint Hao sighed. Lin Moyu's heart skipped a beat. "Heavenly Sovereign, can you draw what it looks like?" The Heavenly Sovereign immediately drew the appearance of the battle armor. He drew both the initial summoned form and the form when worn. Lin Moyu's heart skipped a beat, and he whispered, "How can this be?" The Heavenly Sovereign asked curiously, "Lin Xiaoyu, have you seen this battle armor?" Lin Moyu nodded. "When I was in the small world, there was a special profession called Star Warriors. Star Warriors come from a place called the Holy Fighting God Domain. At that time, I didn't know much. Now that I think about it, the Star Warriors' power system seems different from most professions." The Heavenly Sovereign was also moved. "In the world I visited, there was also a Holy Fighting God Domain, and the strongest were called Star Warriors." Lin Moyu's eyes lit up. "That's right, they are Star Warriors." In the small world, everyone had undergone job changes, and many forces had their own exclusive professions. At that time, it seemed normal, and no one questioned it. With his current realm, Lin Moyu recalled the small world and found it increasingly peculiar. The Star Warriors of the Holy Fighting God Domain were very strange. Their power system was incompatible with most professions. Unexpectedly, they came from another world. At this moment, Elder Xing's deep voice sounded, "This is troublesome." Everyone was stunned, not understanding what was troublesome. Elder Xing said, "Your soul, under the protection of the Golden Law and the Human Emperor, has the opportunity to go very far. This time, your divine journey might not have entered a small world but accidentally reached another real world. Although the distance of a divine journey is very far, it is actually limited and cannot exceed this limit. So this is troublesome. It means that this world is very close to us. The great world constantly expands, and it will eventually collide with other worlds. When two worlds collide, conflict is inevitable. World conflicts are no less brutal than racial conflicts, and they can be even more so. If it were in ancient times, when the great world was at its peak, encountering another world would have made the Heavenly Sovereigns ecstatic. Discovering a new world and plundering its essence was something they did often. But now, although the great world is still vast, its ruins are on the verge of collapse, and it's hard to find even one supreme within it. In such a weakened state, encountering another world is akin to seeking death. One wave has not settled, and another wave rises. Lin Moyu felt a headache coming on. Not only Lin Moyu, but the other saints also felt an immense headache. Elder Xing said, "However, world collisions are not easy and will take a long time. When I say close, it's different from your understanding. From the world's boundary perspective, being millions of light years apart is already very close. Let's do what we need to do. Whether the collision happens or not, strength is the most important." Chapter 2004. Chapter 2004. They don't even dare to ask. Lin Moyu returned to his cultivation room, leaving the next steps for the human race to be arranged by the Heavenly Sovereign. Originally, Saint Hao could have discussed matters together, but now he had an additional task of taking care of Xiao Wu. Lin Moyu had already noticed that Saint Hao was genuinely good to Xiao Wu. For some reason, the two of them got along exceptionally well. This was a good thing. Lin Moyu's feelings were somewhat complicated at this moment. He realized that he knew too much, and there were many things he couldn't say out loud and had to bear alone. The few saints of the human race had all taken the wrong path. Even if the divine path could be rebuilt in the future, they would at most reach the supreme realm. Becoming a heavenly sovereign was already impossible. The peak of the supreme realm was their limit. The great world was currently very weak. Among the worlds that the great world had once plundered, there were also supremes, and possibly more than one. Given the current strength of the great world, encountering such a world again would be a disaster. Moreover, the internal situation of the great world was still a mess. Various races were standing tall, constantly in conflict. In such a situation, encountering external enemies would likely lead to their downfall. Hopefully, time can be dragged out a bit longer. Lin Moyu sighed lightly. All he could do was work hard on his cultivation and quickly improve his realm. Sitting cross-legged in the void, Lin Moyu's heart completely calmed down. His fingertips glowed, and soul power flowed and gathered at his fingertips, drawing runes in the void. After obtaining the inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign, he naturally had to master all the runes he hadn't yet grasped. Among them, a few runes were particularly attractive to Lin Moyu. The core of the entire great world was an incredibly vast rune. All laws, living beings, every blade of grass and tree, every mountain and stone, the starry sky, everything was derived from that rune. Because of this, runes could be used to express everything in this world. In the inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign, there were space runes and time runes. These two types of runes were high-level runes and the most complex among high-level runes. Space runes could be further subdivided into various functions such as compression, expansion, stabilization, and sealing. Multiple runes could be fused to form new composite runes, which could then be combined with other runes to achieve more functions. Time runes were similar, with their primary functions being deceleration, acceleration, and stopping. To achieve other functions, multiple runes needed to be fused. Lin Moyu thought of a method. After mastering space and time runes, he wanted to fuse the two types of runes and then use this as a reference to fuse his own laws. After his calculations, he believed this method was feasible. Thus, he once again immersed himself in the study of runes. With the explosive luck technique activated repeatedly, his luck was continuously boosted, and under the blessing of good fortune, Lin Moyu's learning speed was astonishingly fast. One rune after another was quickly mastered and thoroughly understood. Even Lin Moyu had to admit that he had an extraordinary talent for runes. According to the inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign, time and space runes were the most difficult among all high-level runes. Their difficulty even surpassed some composite runes. Even certain rune arrays were not as difficult as time and space runes. This was because they were the only two types of three-dimensional runes. Yet, in front of Lin Moyu, they posed no difficulty at all. Whether it was his comprehension ability or the explosive luck technique, Lin Moyu mastered them in an extremely short time. As Lin Moyu mastered more and more runes, he became increasingly familiar with the inheritance of the saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign. The anomaly in the great world was not only sensed by the human race but also by other races. Although they couldn't sense the great world runes like Elder Xing, they could roughly understand what was happening. Over the years, they had sensed the changes in the great world, and anyone with a bit of intelligence could guess what was going on. According to Elder Xing's predictions, those powerful races would also take action in due time. The human race needed to act first and seize the initiative. In a short time, they needed to seize as many resources as possible. Thanks to the modifications made by the Starfish clan to the human race's warships, many of the human race's warships now had deep space navigation capabilities, providing great convenience for this operation. Once a decision was made, the human race's efficiency was extremely high. With the human emperor network in place, all orders could be delivered in a very short time. The human race's army moved silently, with the strong of the other shore realm and the forces of the War God Hall all mobilized. The War God Hall usually didn't take action, but when they did, it was almost always a war of extermination. This time, the War God Hall was still the main force, targeting several insignificant small races. These small races had attacked the human race 10,000 years ago, occupying human resources and destroying human star systems. Later, they were almost wiped out by Xiao Zontian's counterattack, barely surviving by fleeing to the edge regions. It could be said that they had a blood feud with the human race. However, the human race had been growing and developing, and had not dealt with them since. Now, they were naturally the first to be targeted. The human race's first targets were three small races: the Rainleaf clan, the Kassan clan, and the Falling Forest clan. All three races were plant-based, with populations not exceeding 10 billion, making them true small races. The strongest among them were only peak god sovereigns, and they were very few in number. As for the other shore realm, they had none. The star systems they occupied did not exceed 100. Their strength was comparable to that of the Butterfly clan. Dealing with such races posed no pressure for the human race. The War God Hall mobilized its forces, cooperating with the military to simultaneously take action against the three small races. This operation was both revenge and extermination. However, unlike the extermination of the Buddha clan, they would try not to damage the star systems. They would only kill people, not destroy property, and all resources would be brought back to the human race. A massive fleet entered deep space navigation and disappeared silently. The heavenly sovereign sat in the central temple of the divine city, with a vast starry sky above his head. The human emperor network transmitted real-time images of the human race's actions. Watching the warships disappear, the heavenly sovereign spoke to the void. I wonder what Uchime and the others will think. Human emperor, what do you think? The voice of the human emperor network sounded. At most, they can only think. They don't dare to take any action, not even to ask. The heavenly sovereign revealed a cold smile. Those starfish clan guys think they did a clean job. What did they count for? The human emperor network said, perhaps they are afraid of us. The heavenly sovereign asked, have you mastered the method of deep space navigation modification? Still researching, it needs more time. The starfish clan had tampered with every modified warship. Although it only served as sensing and monitoring, it still displeased the heavenly sovereign and others. However, at that time, the two sides were cooperating, so the heavenly sovereign did not expose it. During the modification, the human emperor network fully recorded the modification methods, analyzed them, and converted them into the human race's own formations. The foreign races had no idea how terrifying and powerful the human emperor network was. The human emperor network suddenly said, I have something to tell you. During your divine journey, Uchime attempted to assassinate Lin Moyu. Chapter 2005. Chapter 2005. You and the human race both have enmity. A terrifying killing intent surged out from the central temple, almost enveloping half of the divine city. The divine city buzzed and trembled, with countless formations activating to stabilize it. Many people in the divine city felt a chill rise from the bottom of their hearts. They didn't know what had happened or why the heavenly sovereign was suddenly so furious. The human emperor network recounted the situation. Uchime likely used those cause and effect treasures. The reason should be that Lin Moyu comprehended the laws of space. The heavenly sovereign snorted coldly, I know, those guys are courting death. The calm voice of the human emperor network continued, the starfish clan openly has 3 heavenly sovereigns, but they might have hidden forces as well. However, they probably don't have deep foundations, but we can't rule out the possibility that they have treasures comparable to such foundations. I suggest you ask Lin Moyu about this matter. His relationship with Yu Qingru is unusual. Also, you need to consider Luo Shen. Luo Shen is still alive and could return at any time. Although the outer realm is far, it is not a problem for her. Listening to the analysis of the human emperor network, the heavenly sovereign pondered, if that's the case, then it's indeed better to ask Lin Xiaoyu. This matter is not urgent. After all, on the surface, we are still friends. Whether we become enemies or remain friends in the future depends on their own choices. Between races, besides emotions, interests are more important. In the eyes of the heavenly sovereign, there are no eternal friends, but there are definitely eternal enemies, such as the demon race. No matter how great the interests, the relationship between the two races cannot be changed, even if the great world is destroyed. As long as there is a chance to kill the other, both races will spare no expense. In the Starfish clan, Uchime urgently summoned 2 great elders. Uchime whispered, the human race's warships have mobilized on a large scale. Their direction is towards the 3 small races on the edge. The 2 great elders couldn't help but sigh, it seems the human race is going to take revenge. The human race has waited for 100,000 years and is finally taking action. The Buddha clan and the 3 silver clans were just a small test. The human race didn't even use their full strength. Previously, to welcome Lin Moyu, the human race's army pressed the border, but they still didn't use their full strength. With 100,000 years of accumulation, the hidden strength of the human race must be extremely terrifying. The great world is going to be in chaos. Regardless of anything else, we should think about how to protect ourselves. We have been hidden for too long, and our choices are limited. The 3 discussed how to respond. Because of the modifications to the warships, they could be the first to know the movements of the human race. This gave them an advantage, but it remained to be seen if they could use it effectively. Due to being hidden for too long, they had lost their judgment on many matters in the great world. A few days later, the human race's warships suddenly appeared, sealing off space and starting a massacre. The human race's methods were extremely fierce. Once they took action, it was a war of extermination, leaving no survivors. With thorough preparation, they completely sealed off space, and communications were cut off, preventing any news from spreading from the three races. Even some peripheral areas were cleared by the human race's strongmen. In just 10 days, this sudden and seemingly small-scale battle ended. The Rain Leaf clan, the Cassin clan, and the Falling Forest clan were erased from the Great World. Any survivors could only flee to the outer realms. When this news spread, the entire Great World was in an uproar. Strongmen from various races rushed to the territories of the three races. After careful inspection, they confirmed that it was the human race that took action. For a time, the Great World was filled with tension. The high-level members of various races had similar thoughts. The human race has finally started to take revenge. 100,000 years ago, more than 200 races joined forces but ultimately failed to erase the human race from the Great World. In the end, during Xiao Zontian's counterattack, dozens of races were exterminated, and dozens more were crippled. The remaining races also paid a price to varying degrees. In that Great War, the human race suffered heavy casualties, with their population reduced by 99%. But the other races didn't fare well either. It was a mutual destruction. The blood feud was already established, and it was clear that for the human race, this matter was not over. After 100,000 years of recuperation, the human race finally started to take revenge. First, they tested their strength on the Buddha clan, then swiftly took advantage of the spirit-devouring clan's crisis to crush the three silver clans. After that, to welcome Lin Moyu, they heavily pressured the demon race, showing immense strength. Now, with thunderous momentum, they directly erased three races. Although the Rain Leaf, Cassin, and Falling Forest clans were small races, the fact that the human race exterminated three races simultaneously showed their absolute strength. The extermination of the three races left a devastated star region. Countless planets were shattered, and the space of the entire starry sky was still struggling to recover, with the recovery speed being extremely slow. The aura of the heavenly sovereigns and the other shore realms still lingered in the starry sky, very dense. The demon race, golden eagle race, flying python race, bull demon race, black stone race, and other strongmen from various races arrived in this starry sky, their expressions extremely grave. The human race is truly ruthless. They really left no survivors, not even a single star. The star system was destroyed to this extent. The number of heavenly sovereigns and other shore realm experts the human race deployed this time must have been considerable. At this moment, it was not just the races that had previously attacked the human race that were worried. Even those that hadn't attacked the human race but had poor relations with them were starting to feel uneasy. Even if they hadn't attacked the human race, they had had minor conflicts with them. If the human race really started to take revenge, would they also take action against them? Many races were not strong. If the human race really wanted to take action against them, they would be powerless to resist. They began to consider whether to form alliances with others, perhaps to make the human race hesitate. Abyssal flames burned brightly, turning the starry sky green. The abyssal demon sovereign appeared in the abyssal flames. The aura of the heavenly sovereign spread overwhelmingly, causing everyone present to unconsciously lower their heads, eyes filled with fear. The abyssal demon sovereign let out a cold laugh. Everyone should have heard that there is a saying among the human race, those who are not of our race must have different hearts. If the human race really starts to take revenge, they might settle all grudges, big and small. His words were clear. The human race would not be reasonable, and no one would escape. The abyssal demon sovereign observed the changes in everyone's expressions and continued with a cold smile. You are all high-level members of your races and should know some history about the human race. You know your origins and how the human race treated us. I believe you all know a bit. Having survived that great war, we are the ones who barely made it. But 100,000 years ago, we still couldn't erase the human race. Now the human race is back. Have you thought about what to do? Hearing this, everyone's expressions changed. The abyssal demon sovereign was right. They were all high-level members of their races and knew some history, including their origins. If they were to delve into it, regardless of whether they had attacked the human race 100,000 years ago, they all had enmity with the human race at their roots. In ancient times, they had another name, traitors. The abyssal demon sovereign knew his words had taken effect and continued in an extremely cold voice, everyone, think carefully when you return. The dark green flames exploded, and the abyssal demon sovereign disappeared without a trace. The strongmen from various races were left with complex expressions. They each left with their own thoughts. In the central hall of the divine city, the heavenly sovereign asked in a low voice, "How is it? Did those guys suspect anything?" The symbol saint, with his eyes closed and runes dancing at his fingertips, replied after a moment, "It doesn't seem like they suspected anything, but the abyssal demon sovereign came and seemed to be inciting others." Chapter 2006. 2006. Chapter 2006. If you count it, this is the third time. The abyssal demon sovereign's words were predictable to the heavenly sovereign. A trace of disdain flashed in his eyes. Are they trying to unite for a second time to destroy the human race? These pests hiding in the shadows can only do such things. From the bottom of his heart, the heavenly sovereign looked down on the abyssal demon sovereign. The heavenly sovereign comprehended the golden law, also known as the heavenly sovereign, which corresponded to the majestic power of the golden law. The law was elevated, and the rules were like the blazing sun, grand and magnificent. What he disliked the most were creatures like the abyssal demon sovereign, who lived in dark corners and only engaged in schemes and plots. The symbol saint corrected the heavenly sovereign, "If you count it, this is the third time." The heavenly sovereign nodded, "If you count it that way, it is indeed the third time. Speaking of which, those guys, every single one of them, has enmity with the human race." A sharp light flashed in his eyes. "Finally, we have a reason to act. For those races that did not participate in the coalition 10,000 years ago, the human race needed a reasonable excuse to act against them. Of course, they could act without an excuse, but some people might not be able to get over it psychologically. Now they finally had a reason. In ancient times, these guys were all traitors to the great world. If it weren't for them, the great world wouldn't have ended up like this. Perhaps the heavenly sovereigns of that time had already counterattacked into the black blood great world and plundered its source. If that were the case, what would the great world look like now? The heavenly sovereign's eyes were filled with cold killing intent. "Since we have a reason, let them be. We will proceed according to the plan. This time they didn't suspect anything, which is the best. We will continue to do so." The three races were exterminated, and countless star fragments floated in the starry sky. It looked like the end of the world, with the star system destroyed and no survivors. But in reality, most of the stars in the three races were intact and had been secretly transported back by the human race's strongmen. The human race had long been prepared, deploying formations to shrink the stars. At the same time, the human race scattered countless fragments across the starry sky, making it look like the star system was destroyed. To make it more realistic, the human race's saints and other shore realm experts deliberately left many traces and residual powerful auras, exposing themselves. So far, this plan had been very successful. Exterminating the races was just one part, the real purpose was resources. The heavenly sovereign looked towards the void. "Human Emperor, you can start on your side as well." A few seconds later, the voice of the Human Emperor network came, "I am already preparing, but it will take time." The heavenly sovereign nodded, "No rush, we also need time, including those guys. Don't push them too hard." After exterminating the three races with thunderous momentum, the human race fell silent again. In the following days, the great world seemed to return to its former calm. The human race made no further moves, showing no intention of continuing their revenge. As a result, the various races that had planned to form alliances began to hesitate again. The entire great world seemed to enter a peculiar state, with a strange atmosphere. In Lin Moyu's cultivation room, there were faint sounds, and a peculiar and strange aura spread throughout the room. A rune was constantly flying in the cultivation room, appearing in various corners as if teleporting, moving incredibly fast. If someone were there, they would be amazed at the speed. Although there was only one rune, it looked like there were countless runes. Lin Moyu controlled the rune as if appreciating a work of art. As the master of the rune, he knew that the reason it appeared this way was because the rune disrupted time. The space-time where the rune was located was chaotic, making the rune appear extremely fast, far beyond normal. Lin Moyu reached out, and the rune flew back, landing in his hand. The rune spun on his fingertip, a three-dimensional rune, extremely profound and mesmerizing. Time runes and space runes were both three-dimensional runes, much more complex than ordinary high-level runes. Similarly, fusing the two runes together became more complex. Rune fusion required the vibration frequencies to be consistent for perfect fusion. Even for three-dimensional runes, this was theoretically the same. The difference was that their vibration frequencies were divided into multiple levels. Each area had its own vibration frequency. It was as if the rune was composed of dozens of completely different runes. This change made it difficult for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu tried various methods to adjust the rune's vibration frequency, but every time he adjusted one area, another area's vibration frequency would change slightly. No matter how he adjusted, the entire rune remained in a state of chaotic vibration, making fusion impossible. Lin Moyu tried countless times, all ending in failure. Fortunately, Lin Moyu had enough patience. With his talent for runes and the blessing of the explosive luck technique, he sought the root of the problem. He believed that what others could do, he could also do. After numerous attempts, he discovered that the real problem lay in the drawing process. There were already issues when drawing these two types of runes. This led to seemingly complete runes having internal differences. He then relearned how to draw runes, stroke by stroke, like a beginner. Lin Moyu first learned the space rune called the locking space rune. Its function was to seal space, a common method used in battles among various races. Lin Moyu had encountered the locking space array many times before, which had a similar function. Using runes to represent it was closer to the essence of the world. While drawing, he paid attention to the rune's vibration frequency. He did his best to keep the rune's vibration frequency consistent. This was difficult, but Lin Moyu was persistent. He lost count of how many times he drew the rune in a year. He only knew he kept drawing, never stopping. Drawing time and space runes consumed a lot of soul power. An ordinary second-level god sovereign could only draw 10 times before exhausting their soul power. But Lin Moyu, with the world tree's continuous replenishment, could draw without stopping. After thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands of attempts, Lin Moyu finally grasped the key. The saint symbol Heavenly Sovereign provided the inheritance, but the details needed Lin Moyu to comprehend on his own. After nearly a year, he finally understood. He knew the weight of each stroke and the amount of soul power consumed. Too much or too little wouldn't work. Finally, he drew a nearly perfect three-dimensional rune, the locking space rune. The perfect locking space rune looked similar to the previous ones, but each stroke combined to give a sense of natural harmony. From the soul level, the entire locking space rune's vibration frequency was completely consistent, with no differences in any area. The effect was not yet as good as the locking space array, but the significance was different. Lin Moyu knew he had laid a solid foundation. Once he mastered the locking space rune, he quickly mastered the remaining runes. Time runes were more difficult, but they didn't stop him. In just a month, he perfectly drew the time runes. The remaining rune fusion naturally followed. Lin Moyu chose to fuse the time retention rune and the space leap rune. The time retention rune could slow down time. The space leap rune could traverse space, achieving a teleportation effect. The two runes fused perfectly, forming a perfect fusion rune. Chapter 2007, 2007. Chapter 2007. I always prefer the strongest path. The perfect fusion of the light preservation rune and the space leap rune has created a new rune that possesses both time and space attributes. According to Lin Moyu's tests, this rune can slow down the time flow around him by approximately 3 times. This effect is even stronger than when he uses the time laws himself. Additionally, it can enhance his ability to traverse space, also by about 3 times. In other words, under the influence of this rune, he can take 3 steps in 1 second, with each step covering 90 million kilometers. This results in a speed of 270 million kilometers per second. This is just the beginning, and Lin Moyu knows the rune can become even stronger. Unfortunately, the duration of the rune is too short. It can only last for 10 minutes when used directly. However, for the user, these 10 minutes feel like 30 minutes. 3 times the time, let's call it the 3-light rune, Lin Moyu thought, giving a name to his fused rune. The name was chosen casually and isn't particularly pleasant, but it doesn't matter. The 3-light rune is just the start. In the future, there will be 6 light runes, 9 light runes, and even 100 light runes and 10,000 light runes. However, for Lin Moyu, the most important aspect of the 3-light rune is not its use but its reference. Section 2294-2369. Lin Moyu intends to use the 3-light rune to fuse his time laws and space laws. Whether it's the path of laws or the path of runes, Lin Moyu doesn't want to let go of either. He wants to walk multiple paths simultaneously and carve out his own unique path. This path is destined to be difficult, but he is determined to walk it. When he made this decision, he thought of what Antares had once said. To walk the strongest path, although difficult, if you succeed, you will reign supreme. In the small world, he achieved this. Using his talent, he transformed all his skills into spell planets, which then evolved into spell stars. In the larger world, he believes he can achieve the same. Antares, when will you come out? Lin Moyu's mind conjured the image of Antares, his close friend who has been waiting for a long time. Two rivers of laws appeared simultaneously, the time laws and the space laws, radiating infinite power in the training room. The formation in the training room continued to operate, maintaining stability. Using the three-light rune as a reference, Lin Moyu began to fuse the two laws. The explosive luck technique was activated again, aiding Lin Moyu. His soul power continuously guided the laws. The roaring sound echoed through the training room, causing the entire room to tremble incessantly. The two laws kept fusing and failing, releasing terrifying energy. Fortunately, the training room in the Divine City was extremely sturdy, and the formations inside were strong enough. In another place, any random explosion could destroy a star and obliterate a small world. As time passed, the roaring sound of the law collisions grew louder, and the vibrations became more intense. The training room could no longer absorb all the energy, and the training began to spread outward. The extremely sturdy training room began to show cracks. Above the Divine City, a burst of light surged, and the Human Emperor Network directly intervened in reality, gathering countless rays of light. The light enveloped the training room, stabilizing it. The anomaly in the training room attracted the attention of many nearby people. There were many divine beings in the Divine City, and they gathered out of curiosity. However, they couldn't get close, as the power of the Human Emperor Network isolated the training room from the outside world. Before long, the sky was filled with people, at least 100 divine beings. The weakest among them were high-level divine beings. What kind of law is this? I don't know, but I seem to sense the aura of space. These laws are very peculiar, they don't seem to be a single law. It should be a fusion of laws. Fusing laws is not easy. From what I can see, these two laws are very strong, making the fusion even more difficult. Yes, in my opinion, these two laws are at least second-tier laws, making fusion very challenging. Due to the influence of the Human Emperor Network, the divine beings sensed the aura incorrectly. Otherwise, someone would have recognized that these were the time laws and space laws. A golden light flew from afar, crossing thousands of miles in an instant. The figure of the heavenly saint appeared in the golden light, and the divine beings immediately greeted him respectfully. Heavenly Saint, do you know what laws are being fused inside? The laws seem too powerful, even the training room is about to collapse. We are curious. The Heavenly Saint glanced around indifferently, a golden light flashing, everyone, please leave. He didn't explain but directly asked the divine beings to leave. These divine beings were all old and wise. Hearing this, they knew that the matter inside was significant. Knowing what not to know, these old beings immediately retreated, leaving faster than they came. In the blink of an eye, the surroundings were empty. The Heavenly Saint spoke to the void, Human Emperor, how is it? The Human Emperor Network replied, Lin Moyu is fusing the time and space laws. The collision of the two laws has released very strong power, and the training room can't withstand it. The Heavenly Saint asked, is there a way to strengthen it? The Human Emperor Network didn't answer immediately, seemingly pondering. The training room in the Divine City was already very strong, capable of withstanding the training of peak divine beings without any issues. If even this place couldn't hold, the only option was to train in the starry sky. For example, in the places where the transcendent realm beings resided. Those places were also good training grounds and safe enough. After a moment, the Human Emperor Network said, unless a new training room is built, this one can't hold. Once I withdraw my power, it will collapse immediately. Even the Human Emperor Network had no solution, and the Heavenly Saint was also helpless. The Heavenly Saint thought for a moment, notify Lin Moyu to stop and change the location. The Human Emperor Network couldn't waste its power interfering with reality indefinitely, it wasn't worth it. It was better to change the location. A few seconds later, the roaring sound grew even stronger, showing no signs of stopping. The Human Emperor Network said, no, he has entered a state of forgetting himself and the world, and I can't reach him. The Heavenly Saint said, withdraw your power, I'll seal it. Okay, The human emperor network decisively withdrew its power without any hesitation. Countless cracks appeared on the training room instantly. The heavenly saint acted quickly, enveloping the training room with a golden rule power like a blazing sun. At the moment of power exchange, the training room collapsed. The immense power broke through the formation of the training room, spreading outward. The golden blazing sun twisted and deformed but ultimately held it back. The heavenly saint's mouth twitched. This power has already surpassed the divine level. The power of fusing time and space laws is so strong. The heavenly saint suddenly recalled the power of time and space he had seen before. Outside the small world where Lin Moyu was born, those divine beings were silently killed. The power of time and space was terrifying, and he felt a bit frightened at that time. Thinking about it now, seeing the power Lin Moyu displayed, he didn't find it surprising anymore. The training room exploded, but fortunately, it didn't affect other places. Lin Moyu's eyes were closed, and two rivers of laws floated above his head, constantly colliding. The heavenly saint's mouth twitched again. This guy is actually forcing it. Chapter 2008. Chapter 2008. Rule Fusion, Slight Success. The two rule star rivers kept colliding, and each collision would unleash an astonishing power. The celestial venerable finally understood why even the cultivation room in the divine city couldn't withstand it. It was the collision of rule star rivers. How could it possibly hold up? This is too reckless, the celestial venerable said with some shock and confusion. He naturally knew about rule fusion, which was very difficult, especially the fusion of time rules and space rules, which was extremely challenging. But rule fusion also required technique. How could Lin Moyu be so forceful? Based on his understanding of Lin Moyu, he wasn't this kind of person, which made him feel puzzled. Gradually, he discovered some clues. The seemingly barbaric and unreasonable collisions actually had technique behind them. The two rule star rivers collided at a fixed point each time. What really collided wasn't the main body of the rule star rivers, but a tiny tributary belonging to Lin Moyu. The rule star rivers formed naturally, and Lin Moyu couldn't control them, but he could control his own tributary to some extent. This was how Lin Moyu, through repeated collisions, attempted to fully master the part that belonged to him. Lin Moyu had long entered a state of forgetting both self and object, completely unaware of what was happening in the outside world. He treated the rules as runes, and moreover, as runes that would never be damaged or collapse. In the constant collisions, he sensed the differences and similarities between the two types of rules, searching for the point of fusion. And in the continuous collisions, Lin Moyu's understanding and mastery of both types of rules were improving. Lin Moyu hoped that the two types of rules could progress side by side, and now, he had realized his idea in this peculiar way. The celestial venerable's golden sun appeared distorted again, as the power released from each collision constantly eroded the golden sun. The celestial venerable had no choice but to increase the power of the rules to maintain the stability of the golden sun. Otherwise, the explosive force alone would be enough to level the surrounding area. This guy, how long is he going to keep this up? The celestial venerable thought to himself. There was no other way, he could only stay here until Lin Moyu finished. For a moment, the celestial venerable felt like he had become a tool for Lin Moyu's cultivation. 2 days later, the celestial venerable suddenly sensed some changes. The explosive force seemed to have weakened somewhat. In 2 days, the rule star rivers had collided thousands of times, and finally, there were some changes. The impact of the explosions had weakened, but a more terrifying power was born. A strange aura appeared in the golden sun, a tiny air current generated during the collisions. Where the air current passed, the celestial venerable felt his rule power suddenly lose connection. Every bit of rule power contained his will, which he could control at will, as easily as moving his arms. But now, his power suddenly disappeared, and only part of it disappeared, which felt very strange. What surprised him most was that the disappeared part of the power recovered in the blink of an eye. It was as if that moment of disappearance was just an illusion. The celestial venerable was shocked. He succeeded. He realized that this disappearance was just like when those divine venerables outside the small world were cut down. His rule power didn't disappear, but was taken into another time and space. If you consider the entire golden sun as a whole, a small part of it, its time suddenly changed, becoming a few seconds slower or faster than other parts. The part that changed would separate from the whole, temporarily disappearing. When the influence disappeared, the missing part would reappear, returning to its original state. With his knowledge, although the Celestial Venerable didn't understand what time rules and space rules were, he could roughly analyze from this. Lin Moyu had indeed succeeded, at least partially. Lin Moyu had fused part of the space rules and time rules, producing a new power, which Lin Moyu called space-time power. The part of the golden sun that disappeared was affected by the space-time power, temporarily leaving the real time and space. Just like those divine venerables killed outside the small world, their souls and bodies entered different time and space, their bodies shattered, and their souls couldn't sense anything at all. Finally, when the two time and spaces recovered, they would suffer all the damage, which would be the end of their lives. Lin Moyu naturally couldn't achieve that level, but he had made a breakthrough. As long as his time rules and space rules continued to strengthen, he could eventually achieve killing without form. The rumbling sound disappeared, and the rule star rivers stopped colliding, returning to calm. Lin Moyu returned from the state of forgetting both self and object, with a hint of satisfaction in his expression. The fusion of the two rules, he had finally taken the most important step. Sensing the familiar golden rule, glancing around, Lin Moyu already knew what had happened. He bowed respectfully to the Celestial Venerable. "Thank you, Celestial Venerable, for your protection." The Celestial Venerable withdrew his power and laughed heartily. "Not bad, really not bad." Lin Moyu said, "I've caused damage to the Divine City, I'll find a way to compensate." The Celestial Venerable smiled. "No need to compensate. Let alone just one cultivation room, even 100 or 1,000 wouldn't matter. As long as you don't blow up the Divine City, you can do as you please." It was rare for the human race to have such a genius. What did a mere cultivation room matter? Now Lin Moyu and his sister were the greatest hope of the human race. The Celestial Venerable also hoped that these two siblings could break through to become divine venerables, rebuild the divine path, and allow them to advance further. Compared to these, mere losses indeed didn't matter. The Celestial Venerable led Lin Moyu away. This ruins would naturally be dealt with by others. Returning to the central divine hall, the Celestial Venerable asked, "If young friend Lin wants to continue closed cultivation, I've found another place for you." Obviously, ordinary cultivation rooms were no longer suitable for Lin Moyu. If even the Divine City's cultivation rooms weren't enough, other places' cultivation rooms would be even less so. The Celestial Venerable had experienced Lin Moyu's power. The collision of rules could unleash destructive power surpassing peak divine venerables. Unless a cultivation room was built with materials from the other shore realm, it simply couldn't withstand it. But materials from the other shore realm weren't easy to find. The human race didn't have much to begin with, and most were used for Wujian. Using them to build a cultivation room seemed too extravagant. However, if Lin Moyu really had such a need, it could be considered. Lin Moyu shook his head slightly. This closed cultivation lasted for several years. I've mastered some new things and also gained some information from the Holy Rune Venerable's legacy. I need to go to several places to retrieve some things. In the Holy Rune Venerable's legacy, there wasn't just methods for learning runes, but also things that the Holy Rune Venerable had left in the Great World. It wasn't enough to just be able to draw runes. If you wanted to use them in battle, you needed special methods to preserve them. Otherwise, if you had to draw them every time you needed them, how could your opponent give you such opportunities? So rune masters created rune devices, which were rune artifacts. Rune artifacts were used to store runes, ready to be used when needed. Rune artifacts could also be transformed into various weapons, battle puppets, or even have runes refined into the body, using oneself as a rune artifact. Rune artifacts were the techniques of rune masters, serving a similar purpose to artifacts created through refining. Ancient rune warriors were the strongest rune artifacts created by the Holy Rune Venerable. Chapter 2009. Chapter 2009, The Heavenly Sovereign's Legacy, The Treasure Ship's Secret Realm. The Human Emperor Network granted Lin Moyu high-level permissions, allowing him to move freely throughout the entire human star domain. On the surface, he was just a mid-level personnel, but he could go anywhere. In the history of the human race, fewer than 10 people have had such privileges. Even the saints of the human race had to gradually increase their level permissions when they were young. Several saints had discussed giving Lin Moyu absolute freedom. Therefore, in terms of cultivation, they rarely gave him any advice, letting him develop freely. They would only intervene when Lin Moyu needed help. However, such instances were becoming increasingly rare. Lin Moyu left in his warship, which was special not only because of him but also because of the warship itself. Apart from the private warships of the saints and those at the other shore, Lin Moyu's warship was one of the few that had been modified to have deep space navigation capabilities. With this warship, even if Lin Moyu accidentally drifted outside the domain again, as long as it wasn't too far and he didn't lose his way, he could return to the domain. While navigating in deep space, Lin Moyu could clearly feel the spatial power emanating from the core of the warship. If I use the space laws to drive the warship, it should be able to go even faster. However, the warship is ultimately just an inanimate object. If I could truly master the space laws, I wouldn't need the warship for transportation. Like Luo Shen, opening a space gate and instantly traveling millions of light years. No deep space navigation can compare to that. Unfortunately, reaching that level is still too far away for me. But in the future, it won't be a problem. My goal is not just Luo Shen. Lin Moyu never aimed too high nor underestimated himself. His goal was not Luo Shen, nor the Supreme, nor even the Heavenly Sovereign. He wanted to walk the strongest path, all the way to the end. After flying for several hours, the warship emerged in the starry sky. Lin Moyu identified the direction, put away the warship, and took a step forward. The time laws enveloped his body, and the space laws flowed beneath his feet. Section 2296-2369. The two laws fused in a special state. Lin Moyu's time flow slowed down by 2 times, making 1 second in the real world equivalent to 2 seconds for him. The fusion of the laws also amplified the space laws. Each step now covered twice the previous distance, reaching 60 million kilometers. In other words, Lin Moyu could now travel 120 million kilometers per second, far surpassing the speed of a god. Although it was not as good as the 3-light rune, it had the advantage of not needing to draw runes, making it extremely convenient. Lin Moyu kept flashing through the starry sky, crossing vast expanses of space. He was now in the Divine City star domain, in the mid-level area, and his target was the star system numbered MID 26999. There was a secret realm there, known as the treasure ship secret realm. It was said that there was a treasure ship in the secret realm, filled with countless treasures, but no one had ever been able to enter the ship and obtain the treasures inside. Lin Moyu, through the inheritance of the Saint Rune Heavenly Sovereign, compared it with what he had seen in ancient times. He knew the true nature of this treasure ship. The ancient rune warriors were rune treasures created by the Saint Rune Heavenly Sovereign, using all his life's learning and power. These were puppet-like rune treasures, and the Saint Rune Heavenly Sovereign made 3 of them, each taking thousands of years and countless rare materials. In the battle with the Black Blood Great World, all 3 ancient rune warriors fought until they were destroyed. Most of the materials were destroyed in the battle, with only a few surviving, which remained in the secret realm as the ancient rune evolved. Among these materials were some rune treasures personally made by the Saint Rune Heavenly Sovereign. The entire ancient rune warrior could be seen as a collection of ancient runes and numerous rune treasures. The treasure ship was one of them. While navigating, Lin Moyu had already checked the information in the Secret Realm Strategy Group. The treasure ship appeared slightly damaged on the outside but was generally intact. From this, it could be judged that the main functions of the treasure ship should still be intact. As long as it wasn't too badly damaged, Lin Moyu had a way to repair it. In the inheritance of the Saint Rune Heavenly Sovereign, there were all the materials for making this treasure ship, but it was now very difficult to find the corresponding materials. Lin Moyu had therefore given up on the idea of making it himself and instead sought the legacy of the Saint Rune Heavenly Sovereign. The treasure ship had 2 functions: storing runes and enhancing runes. You could store drawn runes in the treasure ship and take them out when needed. The runes stored in the treasure ship could also be nourished by the ship, becoming stronger. The treasure ship on the ancient rune warrior was like a warehouse. If damaged in battle, the runes in the treasure ship could automatically fly out and repair it. Moreover, the treasure ship could timely replenish the slight damage to the runes caused by battle. The ancient rune warrior, comparable in size to dozens of star systems, had 100 treasure ships inside, located in various parts of its body. Unfortunately, in the Great Battle, most of these treasure ships were destroyed. In the following years, even the fragments were taken away. Only in the treasure ship secret realm did one survive. Lin Moyu even wondered if there were runes personally drawn by the Saint Rune Heavenly Sovereign in the treasure ship. But thinking about it, it was unlikely. The ancient rune warriors had all died in battle, and those runes had long been exhausted in the fight. The survival of the treasure ship itself was already a great fortune. In his vision, the mid-26,999 star system appeared, rapidly enlarging in his eyes. A few seconds later, Lin Moyu had already left the star system far behind. From the scale of the starry sky in the Great World, the space occupied by a star system was actually just a small area in the starry sky. The mid-26,999 star system had a diameter of only 3 billion kilometers, not very large, and Lin Moyu could cross it in less than 30 seconds. It had 1 star and 7 planets, making it a mid-sized system among the star systems. According to the human race's calculation, the area within a light-year radius centered on it belonged to its region. These areas were basically devoid of star systems at most. There were some scattered stars. The starry sky was quite empty, with over 99% of the area being void. However, in ancient times, it was completely different. At that time, the human star domain was filled with stars and densely packed star systems. The strong of the human race concentrated countless resources together. The distance between star systems was often only a few billion kilometers. Sometimes the diameter of the star system itself exceeded the distance to other star systems. They were almost adjacent to each other, and if not for the control of formations, these star systems would have almost collided. In the battle with the Black Blood Great World, over 90% of the star systems were destroyed. Even the Great World runes were severely damaged, making it difficult for resources to regenerate. After continuous wars, many star systems were destroyed, and resources became increasingly scarce. Eventually, it became what it is now. Lin Moyu knew that unless the Great World runes could be restored, the situation would only worsen. Previously, the human race had destroyed 3 races and plundered 100 star systems, which had been filled into the human star domain. But compared to ancient times, it was still a world of difference. In his chaotic thoughts, Lin Moyu saw the treasure ship Secret Realm. With 2 steps, he appeared at the entrance of the treasure ship Secret Realm and rushed in. Chapter 2010. Chapter 2010. What did the holy symbol Celestial Lord leave behind? In the mid-level secret realms, the treasure ship Secret Realm was very famous. The treasure ship Secret Realm was relatively safe, and special materials could be obtained inside. In the treasure ship Secret Realm, there was a material called symbol gold, which was excellent for crafting symbol artifact weapons. Many symbol masters would pay high prices to purchase symbol gold. The higher the quality of the symbol gold, the more expensive it was. Being able to complete tasks to earn Divine City merit while facing low danger, and also obtaining extra materials to gain additional Divine City merit. Such a good place naturally attracted many people. Moreover, there were treasure ships in the treasure ship Secret Realm. It was said that if one could board a treasure ship, they would obtain a large number of treasures from it and ascend in 1 step. There were even legends that the treasure ships contained supreme inheritances from ancient powerful beings. Unfortunately, no one had ever obtained a treasure ship. The treasure ship Secret Realm had many advantages, but naturally also had disadvantages. When treasure ships did not appear, the realm was relatively safe, but the amount of symbol gold was also relatively small, and the quality was generally not high. Once a treasure ship appeared, the amount of symbol gold would increase, and the quality would also improve significantly. Similarly, when a treasure ship appeared, mysterious creatures would appear at the same time, and those creatures would attack people in the secret realm. If one was not careful and got targeted, it would be dangerous. But for more and better symbol gold, and for the treasure ships, many people were willing to take this risk. Overall, the treasure ship Secret Realm was a good place. At its entrance, a large number of cultivators gathered year-round, rarely fewer than 1,000, and sometimes exceeding 10,000 during peak times. Even nearby, a small trading market had already opened. Some people directly sold symbol gold here, and some symbol masters came specifically to purchase symbol gold. Lin Moyu suddenly appeared at the entrance of the secret realm, then rushed in headlong, moving so fast that people couldn't react. Some people who were about to enter the secret realm stopped in their tracks. Who went in? I don't know. He seemed to appear suddenly, then went in. That's right, that's what I saw too. That speed was really amazing. He didn't leave any traces of flying over, it felt like teleportation. Several divine venerable experts discussed among themselves, while looking surprised. Even with their eyesight, they couldn't see clearly, which only showed how fast the person was. Section 2297-2369. Inside the secret realm, Lin Moyu had just received information from the Human Emperor Network. Divine City Mission. Explore the treasure ship secret realm. Enter the treasure ship secret realm and obtain symbol gold. Restriction. Divine King rank 8 to Divine Venerable rank 5 can enter. Completion condition. Obtain 1 piece of symbol gold, no quality requirement. Mission reward. 100 Divine City Merit Points, no penalty for failure. Note: symbol gold may appear in any area of the secret realm. When treasure ships appear, the secret realm is relatively safe, with fewer symbol gold and lower quality. When treasure ships appear, the quantity and quality of symbol gold will increase, but beware of attacks from black beasts. Below Divine Venerable, upon encountering black beasts, please use escape talismans to leave the secret realm immediately. Divine Venerable and above can attempt to kill black beasts and enter treasure ships. If unsuccessful, please do not force it. The Human Emperor Network's reminder was very detailed. After reading it, Lin Moyu focused his attention on the secret realm. He had already read the information about the secret realm on the way. There were 12 documents about the treasure ship secret realm in the strategy group, which were very detailed. Lin Moyu was very familiar with every aspect of the secret realm. The black beasts that appeared along with the treasure ships, although somewhat dangerous, were known to have a maximum strength of only Divine Venerable rank 5, posing no threat to him. Currently, no one had successfully entered the second stage of the secret realm, but the information in the strategy group already indicated that there should be a second stage. Entering the second stage should be related to the treasure ships. Lin Moyu looked around, and in the next second, a large number of skeleton divine generals flew out, heading in all directions. After he entered Divine Venerable rank 2, the skeleton divine generals became stronger again. Normally, the skeleton divine generals should have changed from Divine Venerable rank 6 to rank 7. But this time they didn't. The skeleton divine generals were still Divine Venerable rank 6, just reaching the peak of Divine Venerable rank 6, only half a step away from rank 7. Lin Moyu guessed it might be due to the existence of the power of rules. Although Divine Venerable rank 6 and rank 7 only differed by 1 rank, there was a huge essential difference, as if crossing a major realm. Lin Moyu believed that as long as he reached Divine Venerable rank 3, the skeleton divine generals would naturally cross this threshold. The skeleton divine generals explored the secret realm world on behalf of Lin Moyu, quickly feeding back a large amount of information, forming a map of the secret realm in his mind. The secret realm had grasslands and forests, with large lakes between the mountains and forests, looking like a paradise with birds singing and flowers blooming. It seems that the ancient symbol that evolved this secret realm is also a symbol with gentle attributes. Lin Moyu muttered to himself. After obtaining the inheritance of the holy symbol Celestial Lord, his understanding of ancient symbols far surpassed what he had before. Ancient symbols also had vastly different attributes. Some ancient symbols were born for battle, naturally violent, and the worlds they evolved were naturally very dangerous. Please vote. And some symbols belong to gentle, supportive symbols, naturally evolving much safer worlds. Lin Moyu felt the serenity of the world, appreciating the scenery while thinking about the information left by the holy symbol Celestial Lord in the inheritance. Holy symbol Celestial Lord, why do you insist that I go to these places? Is there a reason? The reason for coming here was also because of the information left by the holy symbol Celestial Lord in the inheritance. The holy symbol Celestial Lord had marked several locations, indicating that Lin Moyu should go and take a look, which might be helpful to him. Lin Moyu guessed whether the holy symbol Celestial Lord had left something behind. Those things might no longer be found in the current world. So Lin Moyu came, and his first choice was the treasure ship secret realm. The skeleton divine generals moved very quickly, finding the boundaries of the secret realm in just half an hour. The treasure ship secret realm was not small, with a diameter exceeding 300,000 kilometers, larger than a star. Inside were countless mountains, forests, and lakes, with several large grasslands, and a desert in the center of the secret realm. During the exploration, the skeleton divine generals found 100 pieces of symbol gold. The symbol gold was about the size of a fist, emitting a faint golden light, looking like copper or iron but actually more like jade. The symbol gold found did not have a dense luster, obviously of low quality. In a secret realm the size of a star, having only 100 fist-sized pieces of symbol gold was indeed no different from finding a needle in a haystack. For others, it would really not be easy to find. Finding symbol gold had already completed the basic task assigned by the Human Emperor Network. For Lin Moyu, this was simply effortless. Lin Moyu put away the symbol gold, his gaze revealing contemplation. The treasure ships don't appear every time. Sometimes they can be encountered every time, sometimes they can't be encountered even after entering 1,000 times. What conditions are needed for the treasure ships to appear? Lin Moyu naturally came for the treasure ships. Symbol gold was dispensable to him. The treasure ships had not appeared, but Lin Moyu did not leave the secret realm. Based on previous information, he guessed that the appearance of treasure ships should require meeting some specific conditions. He strolled through the secret realm, advancing at a not-so-fast speed, appreciating the secret realm while pondering what the conditions might be. Gradually, he passed through grasslands, crossed mountains and forests, passed by lakes, and entered the desert in the center of the secret realm. In this paradise-like place, the existence of the desert seemed very abrupt. It should be here. Lin Moyu stood in midair, looking down at the desert from above, slowly opening his soul eyes. Chapter 2011, 2011. Chapter 2011, Fist Shatters Forest, verifying what was learned. After the soul reached the holy Venerable realm, the soul eye was further enhanced, allowing one to see more subtle things. In the eyes of others, the desert was just a desert, with nothing unusual about it. The information in the Secret Realm Strategy Group also recorded that no anomalies were found in the desert. There were even divine venerables who directly overturned the desert, but the desert was like a bottomless pit, with nothing discovered. However, in Lin Moyu's eyes, the desert revealed its true form. It was not an ordinary desert. Every grain of sand was composed of fragments of ancient symbols. These fragments were densely packed, looking no different from sand, but internally, they contained the power of ancient symbols. Lin Moyu had experienced many secret realms, and in many of them, fragments of ancient symbols would evolve into terrifying symbol beasts. The same fragments of ancient symbols, in the treasure ship secret realm, only evolved into sand. This showed that the ancient symbol that evolved this secret realm was very gentle in nature. Not only gentle but also quite complete. Along the way, Lin Moyu saw the flowers, plants, and trees in the secret realm, all looking very perfect. Unlike the secret realms he had seen before, which had more or fewer flaws. The more perfect the evolution of the secret realm, the more complete the ancient symbol. Similarly, the more perfect the ancient symbol, the fewer flaws it had. Lin Moyu looked at the desert for a while, and through the veins of the runes, combined with his understanding of the runes, he already knew the conditions for the appearance of the treasure ship. The condition was the symbol gold he had obtained. Lin Moyu took out 10 pieces of symbol gold and threw them onto the desert. At the same time, Lin Moyu paid attention to the changes in the distant mountains, forests, and lakes. After the symbol gold landed, the terrain of the mountains and forests suddenly dropped a bit, and the water level of the lakes also slightly lowered. The changes were very subtle, just within a millimeter, and silent. If it weren't for Lin Moyu's extremely sensitive soul, he wouldn't have sensed it at all. Then Lin Moyu threw out some more symbol gold. The more symbol gold he threw, the more the terrain of the mountains and forests and the water level of the lakes dropped. When he retrieved the symbol gold, the terrain of the mountains and forests and the water level of the lakes rose again. Lin Moyu knew that his judgment was probably correct. To verify his judgment, he waited quietly for a while. A few hours later, he sensed that the terrain and the water level of the lakes had both risen. This change made Lin Moyu completely certain that his judgment was correct. Section 2298-2369. In the past, in the secret realm, all kinds of guesses were needed. This time it was not a guess but a reasonable judgment based on his understanding of the runes. The correct judgment was equivalent to the knowledge he had learned being verified, and it was correct, giving him a sense of satisfaction. As long as enough symbol gold is obtained, the water in the lakes will continue to increase and eventually overflow. At that time, the terrain of the mountains and forests will be high enough, and the lake water will rush into the desert, turning the desert into an oasis, and the treasure ship will appear. According to the current situation, at least tens of thousands of pieces of symbol gold are needed to irrigate the desert with lake water. Tens of thousands of pieces of symbol gold, even for Lin Moyu, would require entering and exiting the secret realm hundreds of times. Lin Moyu wouldn't foolishly collect symbol gold like that. He chose a simpler and more violent way. His whole body flashed with purple gold light, and he instantly punched thousands of times. Countless large fists flashing with purple light appeared in the void, some hitting the mountains and forests, some hitting the lakes. The mountains and forests were flattened, forcibly smashed down. The lake water exploded and soared into the sky, creating gaps in the lakes. The lake water began to rush out along the paths Lin Moyu had punched out, flowing towards the desert. The terrain was not high enough, and the lake water had not overflowed, so he forcibly blasted the lake water out, artificially creating an oasis. According to Lin Moyu's judgment, his method should be useful. The lake water poured into the desert from all directions, gradually making the desert wet. Slowly, the lake water covered the entire desert, and the desert disappeared, turning into an oasis. Lin Moyu suddenly found that this secret realm had become complete. The previous desert was like a wound in this world, out of place with the beautiful world. Now that it had turned into an oasis, Lin Moyu suddenly found that this world had become a true paradise. The lake water had not yet dried up, and Lin Moyu had hit hard enough, with an astonishing amount of lake water flowing over. A whirlpool appeared in the center of the oasis, spinning faster and faster, and a fountain shot out from the whirlpool like an arrow straight into the sky. Immediately after, a treasure ship rushed out of the whirlpool and flew into the sky. Along with the treasure ship, a large amount of symbol gold also rushed out, scattering in all directions and disappearing into the mountains and forests. The amount of symbol gold was considerable, and each piece was of good quality, better than the ones Lin Moyu had obtained. The eruption of symbol gold would last for a while, with the quality decreasing and the quantity gradually reducing over time. Lin Moyu found that some symbol gold disappeared after landing, not knowing where it went. The amount of symbol gold left in the secret realm was actually only a few thousand pieces. It should have gone to other people's secret realms. The appearance of the treasure ship and the eruption of symbol gold benefited everyone who entered the secret realm. Moreover, the treasure ship would not only stay in this secret realm but would wander through various secret realms and then disappear again. When the treasure ship wandered, it would bring black beasts, which would hunt the cultivators in the secret realm. The black beasts were out of place with the gentleness of this ancient symbol. Lin Moyu had suspected this before, and now seeing it with his own eyes, he understood the origin of the black beasts. There was a gap on the treasure ship. A mass of black gas was entangled in the gap, with bloodlines floating in the black gas. It was the power from the Black Blood Great World. In the great battle of that year, the treasure ship was still damaged. A strong person from the Black Blood Great World had punched a hole in the treasure ship, and the power had lingered for years, always entangling the treasure ship. In addition to the power of the Black Blood Great World, fragments of ancient symbols were constantly falling from the gap. These fragments of ancient symbols were the sand. The entire secret realm was not perfectly evolved because of this gap. The eruption of symbol gold gradually came to an end, and the treasure ship began to move. The black gas mass on the gap expanded rapidly, turning into ferocious black beasts in the air, pouncing towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu didn't take these black beasts seriously at all. The skeleton divine generals flew out and counterattacked. The white sword energy swept through the secret realm, instantly slashing the black beasts that flew over. The strength of the black beasts was only at the 5th rank of the divine venerable, much weaker than the skeleton divine generals. After slashing the black beasts, the skeleton divine generals were the first to kill towards the treasure ship. The treasure ship suddenly bloomed with dazzling light, and countless runes appeared on the ship's body. The runes formed a rune array, and the skeleton divine generals were bounced back when they hit the rune array. The rune array of the treasure ship was quite strong, and the skeleton divine generals alone couldn't break in. Moreover, the rune array was connected to the entire treasure ship. If it was forcibly destroyed, the treasure ship might be damaged as well. Lin Moyu also felt that with the means of the holy symbol Celestial Lord, there might be other arrangements inside. Forcibly breaking in might trigger a chain reaction. After watching for a while, Lin Moyu had already found a way to get in. The soul sensed the vibration frequency of the rune array. The means of the holy symbol Celestial Lord were superb, and the entire rune array, with a large number of runes, had almost the same vibration frequency. He accurately grasped the frequency of the rune array and adjusted his soul's vibration frequency accordingly. The soul enveloped his whole body like flowing water, vibrating like the rune array. Then Lin Moyu took a step forward, and the next moment he broke through the rune array and appeared on the treasure ship. For others, the treasure ship was inaccessible, but for Lin Moyu, it was as simple as going home. The next second, Lin Moyu arrived at the gap entangled with black gas. Let's deal with you first. Chapter 2012. Chapter 2012. Both celestial lords have their own agendas. One by one, black beasts materialized and charged towards Lin Moyu. The power from the Black Blood Great World was extremely violent, treating all beings from other worlds as enemies. The skeleton divine generals appeared, wielding bone swords, and slaughtered all the black beasts. Inside the treasure ship, the skeleton divine generals did not use sword energy to avoid damaging the treasure ship. Lin Moyu approached the gap, and the law of immortality surged out. The grey power of death enveloped the gap like a giant hand, corroding the black gas. The power of death corrodes everything, and even the power from the Black Blood Great World would be corroded. Since Lin Moyu stepped into the Celestial Lord realm, his strength had greatly increased, and his control over the laws had reached perfection. The corrosive power of the laws had significantly increased compared to before. Bloodlines continuously emerged, and the entire mass of black gas struggled frantically as if it had exploded. The struggle of a rootless source was meaningless, and it was completely corroded in no time. Facing the power from the Black Blood Great World again, Lin Moyu already had some experience. The Black Blood Great World is not as powerful as imagined. This power comes from an existence comparable to a celestial lord. Even after millions of years, it is still not weak, but it can still be erased by my power. In this way, the Black Blood Great World was probably only on par with the Great World back then. That's why they used some special methods to incite rebellions among various races. Otherwise, we should have won that great war. Lin Moyu thought of the strong beings in the Black Blood Great World, manipulating star beasts in the dark void. They seemed to have a special ability. The power of the Black Blood Great World was erased, and the runes around the gap on the treasure ship began to glow, and the gap started to self-repair. The repair speed was not very fast, and it was estimated that it would take several years to fully repair. Lin Moyu turned and walked towards the interior of the treasure ship. The treasure ship was not large, only about 100 meters long, and its internal structure was very simple. For the ancient symbol warriors, the treasure ship was as small as dust. However, within the entire ancient symbol warrior group, the treasure ship played an extraordinary role. Lin Moyu could roughly understand the actions of the holy symbol celestial lord. The treasure ship was responsible for providing backup runes and repairing damaged areas, so its safety was very important. If the treasure ship was too large, it would be a conspicuous target. But if it was too small, even with space runes, there would be a shortage of runes. In battle, the consumption of runes was astonishing. Space runes were definitely needed, and even space rune arrays would be used. Lin Moyu guessed that inside the treasure ship, there should be an enormous space. He walked into the cabin, and his vision suddenly widened. Lin Moyu entered a vast space. This space was so large that Lin Moyu's eyesight couldn't see the end. I guessed right. This space can probably accommodate a star. The holy symbol celestial lord is really generous. With such a large space, how many runes can it hold? The space still had a strong ancient symbol aura, indicating that it once stored a massive amount of ancient symbols. Unfortunately, these ancient symbols were exhausted in the battle. The battle between the ancient symbol warriors and the strong beings from the Black Blood Great World was earth-shattering, covering the entire Divine City star domain. Thousands of star systems were completely destroyed, and the battle was extremely fierce. Lin Moyu felt the aura left from ancient times, as if he could see the Great War of that year. He walked through the space, searching for any remnants. The entire space was very empty, with seemingly nothing left. Why did the holy symbol celestial lord want me to come here? From the inheritance, he should have left something, but there is nothing here. Lin Moyu guessed that it might be in another place, as there were still some areas of the treasure ship he hadn't explored. After walking around and finding nothing, Lin Moyu left the space. He returned to the treasure ship and searched the remaining areas. After searching around, he found nothing. The structure of the treasure ship was too simple, and apart from the special space, everything else was visible at a glance. Finally, he returned to the cabin and entered the vast space expanded by the rune array. Lin Moyu stopped. If it is something left by the celestial lord, it would not be easily discovered. What if it wasn't me who came in, but another race? Lin Moyu's thoughts raced. He put himself in the shoes of the celestial lord and thought about what he would do. The soul eye opened again, scanning the space. There were a large number of runes around, jumping and glowing rapidly. Lin Moyu recognized these runes, which were mostly space runes, combined with some other runes, forming a complex and powerful rune array. Lin Moyu was absorbed by the rune array, staring at it without blinking and starting to study it. This was a rune array from a celestial lord, with great research value. If he could learn its principles, it would be extremely beneficial to him. Lin Moyu realized that even if it was just this rune array, the trip was worth it. The treasure ship slowly flew through the secret realm, passing through one secret realm after another, each with different cultivators. Some people tried to approach the treasure ship but were blocked. Some saw the treasure ship and immediately thought of the black beasts, preparing for battle. But the black beasts did not appear, which puzzled them. No one knew that there was a passenger on the treasure ship, diligently studying the rune array left by the holy symbol Celestial Lord. As he studied the rune array, Lin Moyu continuously gained insights and had a deeper understanding of the use of runes. The holy symbol Celestial Lord, as the foremost rune master of his time, had an understanding of runes far beyond that of the rune saint lord. However, due to his limited realm, he could not yet touch ancient symbols. The intricacies of the entire rune array were unprecedented in Lin Moyu's life. Compared to it, the various space-expanding arrays of the human race were like child's play. Could it be that the Celestial Lord wanted me to come here just to learn the rune array? Did he use this method to demonstrate the rune array to the inheritor? Lin Moyu had this thought but felt it was not right. If it was just that, he could have said it directly. Why the secrecy? It shouldn't be just that. The Celestial Lord must have other arrangements. Lin Moyu had dealt with the holy symbol Celestial Lord and could roughly guess that this Celestial Lord would not be so simple. He could enter the Cloud Mist sect after the departure of the illusory Mist Celestial Lord and leave his inheritance in the Pearl. Not only did he trick the illusory Mist Celestial Lord, but he also made it difficult for the Cloud Mist sect's inheritance to truly be passed down. Few people could accept two Celestial Lord inheritances at the same time. Even the Holy Lord's soul might not withstand it. Both the illusory Mist Celestial Lord and the Holy Symbol Celestial Lord had their own agendas. From this, it could be seen that the Holy Symbol Celestial Lord had a very peculiar temperament. Lin Moyu guessed that if the Cloud Mist sect's inheritance could not be truly passed down, the Holy Symbol Celestial Lord might have a backup plan, arranging the inheritance in another place. Celestial Lords would not want their inheritance to be cut off. This idea might not be entirely correct, but it was close. As he studied the rune array, Lin Moyu's understanding of it deepened, and he gradually made new discoveries. He found that within the space-expanding rune array, there was another hidden rune array. This rune array split the space again, forming an independent space. A space within a space, similar to Lillian's inheritance place. Fortunately, he had experienced it once before, otherwise, it would not have been easy to find. Lin Moyu came to the center of the space, locked onto an area within the rune array, and drew a three-dimensional space rune. Go! The rune flew into the sky and integrated into the rune array. In an instant, the entire rune array roared and shook. Chapter 2013. Chapter 2013, How to Sever the Karma of the Great World. The rune drawn by Lin Moyu turned into the key to the second layer of space. The space trembled and roared, and the second layer of space revealed itself. The entrance to this space was like a vortex, slowly rotating. Lin Moyu smiled and stepped into it. Being able to open the second layer of space indicated that he had basically mastered the spatial rune array. With enough time, Lin Moyu could also set up a similar rune array himself. It might be slightly inferior to that of a Celestial Lord, but it would definitely surpass the various spatial expansion arrays currently used by the human race. This gave him a subtle sense of achievement. The Holy Symbol Celestial Lord used this method to teach his successor how to set up rune arrays. There are countless methods for rune arrays, but they all follow the same fundamental principles and are ultimately interconnected. As long as one studies deeply enough, one can achieve mastery through a single method. The second layer of space was built upon the first layer, and both its stability and scale were much smaller. Lin Moyu stood inside and could see the end at a glance. The space contained only one item, and nothing else. When Lin Moyu saw this item, his eyes involuntarily narrowed. He had seen this thing before. In the warship of the extraterrestrial soul spirit race, Lin Moyu had obtained an identical box. The appearance of the box was exactly the same. As for whether the contents were the same, that was unknown. Lin Moyu did not immediately approach but stared at the box. The box is the same. Using such materials for the box indicates that the contents are also very valuable. But the runes on the outside of the box are different, so the way to open it should also be different. The previous box contained a rule divine stone. What does this one contain? As Lin Moyu pondered, the box suddenly emitted light, and the holy symbol Celestial Lord appeared in the light. This time it was not a remnant soul, just a projection, likely some information recorded by the holy symbol Celestial Lord. My successor, congratulations on obtaining the treasure left by me. Being able to come here means you have already comprehended the mysteries of the rune array, and you are qualified to receive information about the next treasure point. To obtain my inheritance, you must be extremely lucky, a genius perhaps. Your era is very pitiful, but as the coward said, there is still hope. The coward escaped, and I must go after him, so I will also be leaving. I hope the contents inside will be of some use to you. As for how to open it, once you have learned my inheritance, you will naturally understand. Before I leave, I have one last warning for you, the karma of the great world is too much. If you want to grasp that thread of life, you must sever the karma. If the karma is not severed, the great world has no hope. As the words fell, the projection disappeared instantly. When the holy symbol Celestial Lord spoke, he initially had a somewhat joking tone, but the last two sentences became extremely serious. As the holy symbol Celestial Lord left, a stream of information flowed in, pointing to the next location. This reminded Lin Moyu of Lillian's star spirit race, which seemed to be the same. Lin Moyu thought it might be a peculiar habit of the Celestial Lords. Lin Moyu also felt a tightness in his heart. Karma, it's because of karma again. He muttered to himself, savoring the words left by the holy symbol Celestial Lord. The great world was entangled in karma, ultimately leading to its current state. To sever the karma, but how to sever it? Lin Moyu's understanding of karma was still too shallow, and he could only act based on his feelings, which might not be correct. Sever the karma. He repeatedly chewed on these 4 words, and a method to sever the karma emerged in his mind. That was to kill all the alien races, leaving none behind. When people die, the light goes out. When the alien races are all dead, won't the karma be severed? Lin Moyu had a sudden realization, his eyes shining, it should be correct. The strong ones in the great world back then, when plundering the origins of various worlds, kindly provided living places for the alien races. This also caused the karma to never be severed, entangling the great world more and more, ultimately leading to disaster. Perhaps the illusory mist Celestial Lord had already figured it out at the end, but it was too late. The words of the holy symbol Celestial Lord should not be his own, but those of the illusory mist Celestial Lord. He said he was going to chase the illusory mist Celestial Lord, but in fact, he was just finding an excuse to leave. Lin Moyu's thoughts raced, quickly sorting out the cause and effect. Karma is very mysterious, like layers of space. Each race has its own karma, and each being has its own karma. However, outside the great world, there seems to be an even larger karma, which affects the entire great world. The illusory mist Celestial Lord and the holy symbol Celestial Lord both escaped and left the great world. They went to a broader world. Lin Moyu had a feeling that these Celestial Lords who escaped the great world became homeless wanderers. When the great world completely collapses, their homeland will be gone too. For some reason, Lin Moyu felt that these Celestial Lords were very pitiful and also very sad. When a person no longer has their homeland, what can they leave behind? Lin Moyu never thought of escaping. No matter the reason, he would not run away. This emotion was very strange. Lin Moyu himself could not explain it, but it just emerged, quickly taking root and becoming deeply ingrained. The only path before Lin Moyu was to rebuild the divine path and repair the great world. Either perish with the great world or be reborn with the great world. He picked up the box, and runes flowed on it. These runes were different from those on the previous box, and the way to open it was completely different. He could still hand the box to the Rune Saint Lord and let him decipher it. But this time, Lin Moyu planned to do it himself, as it was also a test for himself. He put away the box and returned to the deck of the treasure ship. At this moment, the treasure ship had returned to the secret realm he was in, back to the desert. The oasis disappeared, and the desert reappeared. However, the moisture in the air remained, and there seemed to be some water flow under the desert. The secret realm is like this, constantly cycling in evolution until it reaches perfection. The treasure ship stayed in the desert for a moment, then plunged into the desert. The treasure ship moved quickly, crashing into the desert, raising a sky full of yellow sand, and speeding through the sand. The runes on the ship shone brightly, keeping all the sand outside. The connection with the human Emperor network was rapidly weakening. In just 2 seconds, it had completely lost contact with the human Emperor network. This time, the human Emperor network did not provide any information, perhaps because there was no time. Lin Moyu stood on the treasure ship, his expression unchanged, without any panic. He knew that the treasure ship was about to take him into the second layer of the secret realm. What the second layer of the treasure ship's secret realm would be like, no one knew. He would be the first human to enter. After flying in the world of yellow sand for a long time, light appeared in his eyes, and the treasure ship rushed out from the other end. In the sky, red and black light intertwined, the power from the dark great world raging here. The power of the black blood great world transformed into countless black beasts, while the power of the runes transformed into rune warriors. The black beasts and rune warriors were locked in battle, a fight that had been going on for who knows how many years, seemingly never stopping. Is this the second stage? Lin Moyu muttered to himself. It was different from what he had imagined the second stage to be. The rune was so gentle, who would have thought that the second stage would be a battlefield? Suddenly, Lin Moyu squinted his eyes and looked into the distance. A black-clad warrior holding a sharp sword was flying towards him at high speed. Chapter 2014. Chapter 2014. This world, for now, does not belong to me. Lin Moyu squinted his eyes slightly. He had seen this person before. It was the black-clad swordsman from the Black Blood Great World who had once fought fiercely with the ancient symbol warriors, a terrifying figure comparable to a celestial lord. Of course, it wasn't the person himself but a manifestation of his power. The swordsman lunged at the treasure ship, swinging his sharp sword. The treasure ship glowed, and a formation appeared, not only blocking his attack but also accelerating suddenly, knocking him away. Clearly, the treasure ship and the opponent had been fighting for many years. Neither side had consciousness. They were both driven by the residual will of their masters, engaging in instinctive combat. Lin Moyu observed and found that the opponent's combat power was between the 8th and 9th ranks of the Divine Sovereign. The treasure ship's formation defense was also at the peak of the Divine Sovereign, easily blocking the opponent. However, the treasure ship only had defensive capabilities and no offensive power, so it couldn't do anything to the opponent. One attacked, the other defended, and they had been in a stalemate for countless years. But now that Lin Moyu was here, this stalemate was coming to an end. Perish, Lin Moyu thought, and the undying flame burned fiercely in the air. The skeleton throne appeared, and the skeleton king slowly rose. The cloak made of undying flame fluttered behind him, and the power of the rules entwined around him. After Lin Moyu advanced to the second rank of the Divine Sovereign, the Skeleton King became stronger but did not cross the boundary between the Divine Sovereign and the Beyond Realm. The Skeleton King was still at the peak of the Divine Sovereign, but among the peak Divine Sovereigns, he was an absolute powerhouse. At this moment, the Skeleton King was somewhat similar to Zhu Qiwu, who had previously held the battlefield. He was much stronger than an ordinary 9th rank Divine Sovereign but still not as strong as someone in the Beyond Realm. The Divine Sovereign and the Beyond Realm represented a qualitative change, not easily crossed. The Skeleton King locked onto the black-clad swordsman and swung his giant bone sword. God-slaying. The opening move was the signature spell, a God-slaying sword. The black-clad swordsman exploded on the spot under the God-slaying sword, but he did not die. Countless black gases scattered and reassembled not far away, and the black-clad swordsman reappeared. His aura remained unchanged, and the Skeleton King's attack was ineffective against him. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and with the blessing of the rules, a large amount of undying rule power appeared on the Skeleton King's sword. The dense undying rule power wrapped around the entire bone sword, turning the originally white bone sword gray. The Skeleton King swung the bone sword, slashing at the black-clad swordsman. The 10,000-meter-tall Skeleton King swung his sword with incredible momentum. It was as if mountains were collapsing and the earth was cracking, and the entire secret realm trembled. The black-clad swordsman couldn't resist and exploded on the spot. The black gas reassembled not far away, but this time Lin Moyu felt that it had weakened a bit. The undying rule power corroded part of the Black Blood Great World's power, causing it real harm. The Skeleton King swung his sword repeatedly, and the black-clad swordsman was continuously shattered into pieces, each time weaker than the last. Lin Moyu's heart moved, and a large number of skeleton divine generals flew out, attacking the black beasts. With the same rule blessing, the swords were also covered with undying rule power. In just a few minutes, all the black beasts in the secret realm were dead, and the black-clad swordsman was completely shattered, unable to reassemble. Without the power of the Black Blood Great World, the entire secret realm became much cleaner. Countless warriors formed by runes reverted to runes, flew into the sky, and merged into the void. Lin Moyu once again felt a sense of tranquility. The runes that evolved the treasure ship secret realm seemed to have always been meant to be this peaceful. They were forced to fight and defend themselves. The treasure ship carried Lin Moyu deeper into the secret realm. Along the way, the weather was pleasant, and the secret realm was well evolved, even forming stars. Lin Moyu felt that if given more time, this place might form a small world. A vast ocean appeared in his sight, with blue waves rippling and the sound of water roaring. The treasure ship gradually descended and plunged into the water, heading towards the depths of the ocean. The entire ocean was devoid of life, very quiet. The light gradually disappeared, and only the treasure ship glowed, becoming the only light source. After sailing underwater for a long time, a stone tablet appeared in sight. Ancient symbol stone tablet. Seeing the stone tablet, Lin Moyu knew he had reached his destination. The treasure ship stopped beside the ancient symbol stone tablet, and Lin Moyu examined it. The stone tablet was inscribed with an ancient symbol in a dragon and phoenix dance style. With just one look, he was sure that this ancient symbol was the work of the holy symbol Celestial Lord, identical to those inside the treasure ship's internal space. Every secret realm ends with such a stone tablet. This stone tablet should be a material for carrying runes from ancient times, but in today's era, it seems that this material can no longer be found. The ancient symbol warriors of the holy symbol Celestial Lord used countless stone tablets to form the main structure. Lin Moyu thought to himself while drawing a rune in his hand. This rune came from the inheritance of the holy symbol Celestial Lord, a high-level rune created by the holy symbol Celestial Lord himself. Its sole purpose was to imprint runes on magical treasures, more effective than using a soul imprint. The holy symbol Celestial Lord called it the imprint rune. Lin Moyu placed the imprint rune on the treasure ship, which had become an ownerless object. When the ancient symbol warriors collapsed, the holy symbol Celestial Lord came here before leaving, entered the treasure ship, and left that box. At the same time, he also removed his imprint from the treasure ship. After millions of years, Lin Moyu used the imprint rune to find a new owner for the treasure ship. After imprinting the rune, the treasure ship successfully recognized its new owner, and Lin Moyu waved his hand to put it away. Then Lin Moyu began to truly focus on the ancient symbol stone tablet. The ancient symbol on the stone tablet was extremely profound, and as Lin Moyu stared at it, his soul power was rapidly consumed. The familiar feeling surged up again, and Lin Moyu knew that his realm was still insufficient to fully comprehend the ancient symbol. However, compared to before, he was much better. Previously, Lin Moyu didn't understand, but now he knew that the ancient symbol was also limited by the power of the rules. As long as he reached a high-level divine sovereign and possessed a trace of the power of the rules, he could fully comprehend the ancient symbol. At that time, the ancient symbols he drew would also incorporate the power of the rules, greatly increasing their power. Since he couldn't comprehend it, Lin Moyu didn't force it. He placed his hand on the stone tablet, touching the ancient symbol. A roar echoed in his mind, and the ancient symbol evolved, and a warrior appeared in his soul world. This was the test required to obtain the ancient symbol, even the gentlest ancient symbol was no exception. The soul raised its hand, and the soul-slaying sword flew out like lightning, instantly piercing through the warrior's body. The soul power exploded, and the warrior's body was shattered into pieces. Lin Moyu's soul was too strong, and the test of the ancient symbol was nothing to him. The soul-slaying sword easily shredded the warrior evolved from the ancient symbol, and the scene before him changed, indicating that Lin Moyu had been recognized by the ancient symbol. The aura of the human emperor network came, and then a giant hand descended from the sea surface, reaching into the seabed and grabbing the ancient symbol stone tablet. The giant hand from the human emperor network grabbed the stone tablet and flew out of the secret realm, and an exit appeared in front of Lin Moyu. Another secret realm cleared. In the past, I took your ancient symbols, but this time I finally returned one to you. Lin Moyu thought of the previous times when the human emperor network returned empty-handed, but this time it finally obtained a new ancient symbol, and a highly complete one at that. Lin Moyu once again felt the tranquility of this world, smiled lightly, and shook his head. This world, for now, does not belong to me. With a hint of helplessness, he stepped into the exit and left the secret realm. Chapter 2015. Chapter 2015. Lin Moyu's name shocks Divine City again. Outside the treasure ship secret realm, cultivators appeared out of thin air one by one. What happened? Why did I suddenly come out? I clearly saw a piece of symbol gold, and I was about to get it. How did I end up outside? This is so strange. We all came out suddenly. Did something happen in the secret realm? These cultivators were suddenly ejected from the secret realm, each with a look of confusion. Someone frowned. I feel like I've heard of this happening before. At this moment, Lin Moyu was also teleported out of the secret realm. Without stopping, he activated the space law and took a step, instantly moving 30 million kilometers away. With another step, he completely disappeared. Lin Moyu's sudden appearance and instant disappearance were so fast that people barely caught a glimpse of him. That person came out too. That person? Which person? The one who suddenly appeared a few days ago and then entered the secret realm. Oh, him. His speed is really incredible. Yeah, is that really the speed a divine sovereign can achieve? I just blinked, and he was gone. Amidst the discussions, those who had been ejected from the secret realm received messages from the Human Emperor Network. Your task is complete. Reward: 100 Divine City Merit Points. Your task is complete. Reward: 100 Divine City Merit Points. Regardless of whether they had completed their tasks, the Human Emperor Network considered them all completed. Suddenly, someone shouted, I know what happened. Someone cleared the secret realm. Someone must have cleared the secret realm. Everyone, check the Divine City announcement. At his shout, everyone present connected to the Human Emperor Network to check the announcement. Sure enough, a dazzling announcement appeared in the Human Emperor Network. Divine City announcement. Intermediate personnel Lin Moyu successfully cleared the mid 26,999 feet star system treasure ship secret realm. This secret realm will be permanently closed, and related tasks will be cancelled. Upon seeing the announcement, everyone was shocked. It's Lin Moyu again. He's clearing secret realms again. He hasn't cleared a secret realm in a long time. I thought he had retired. Maybe he was in seclusion for cultivation. Once he makes a move, he clears a secret realm. Truly a top genius. The Divine City announcement not only shocked them but also the entire Divine City star domain. After years of silence, Lin Moyu had started clearing secret realms again. Many people began to speculate how many more secret realms Lin Moyu would clear next. Would he attempt those high-difficulty secret realms? Some even speculated how long it would take for Lin Moyu to become a high-level personnel. Everything about Lin Moyu seemed to intrigue people. Divine City Star Domain, Outer Region. The tall and burly Chu Shang sighed, the gap between us and Brother Lin has become so wide. Zhuangbai, sipping tea beside him, said, it's normal. Brother Lin is no ordinary person, not someone we can compare to. Chu Shang snorted, I think you've fallen into a comfortable life and forgotten your ambitions. Zhuangbai chuckled, I never had big ambitions. Achieving Divine Sovereign, it shouldn't take too long. Entering Divine City, haven't I already done that? Then I'll cultivate step by step. With our talent and resources, reaching high-level Divine Sovereign isn't difficult. As for going higher, that depends on opportunities, which can't be forced. Chu Shang didn't quite agree with Zhuangbai, some opportunities need to be fought for. Zhuangbai shook his head, forcing too much can backfire and even cost your life. Sometimes, going with the flow is best. Chu Shang still didn't agree, wait until Sister Qingfei returns. Let's see if you can still talk tough. Zhuangbai chuckled, alright, then I'll tell Sister Zilin that you want to go on an adventure. Chu Shang's face changed, you're spreading rumors. Zhuangbai laughed, half true, half false. You do have that thought. He couldn't out-argue Zhuangbai and finally said helplessly, I wonder when we can see Brother Lin again. Zhuangbai said, just send him a message. If you want to see him, Brother Lin will surely come. Chu Shang shook his head, I'm not smart, but I'm not stupid. Brother Lin has his own matters. Let's not disturb him. Divine City, Central Temple, the symbol Saint Sovereign's face was filled with joy. The ancient symbol we obtained this time is excellent, with over 90% completeness. This ancient symbol may not seem important, but it is a crucial part of ancient puppets, a hub for many ancient symbols. Once I understand this ancient symbol, I might be able to create some ancient symbol puppets. The heavenly saint sovereign smiled. It seems that little friend Lin has made another contribution. The symbol saint sovereign nodded. The treasure ship secret realm has existed for countless years, and no one has ever cleared it. Only little friend Lin could do it. He is indeed a genius of our time. The heavenly saint sovereign asked, when do you plan to pass on the runes that little friend Lin previously gave you? The symbol saint sovereign said, I have already mastered all those runes. In a few days, I can pass them on. But I have an idea. We should build more faith towers for little friend Lin. The heavenly saint sovereign said, you don't need to say it. I've already ordered it. This time, we obtained 100 star systems from the 3 clans, all allocated to little friend Lin to gather faith power for him. The two discussed how to reward Lin Moyu. They knew that ordinary rewards were no longer useful to him. Faith power, as one of the fundamental powers of the human race, is extremely useful at any level. So, after discussion, they decided that faith power would be the best reward for Lin Moyu. As for Divine City merit points, Lin Moyu no longer valued them much. On the surface, he was still an intermediate personnel, but in reality, his authority surpassed that of high-level personnel. Far from the treasure ship secret realm, Lin Moyu had just taken out his warship when he suddenly received a message from the Human Emperor Network. Congratulations on completing the first stage of the treasure ship secret realm task. Reward: 100 Divine City merit points. Congratulations on clearing the treasure ship secret realm. Reward: 5,000 Divine City merit points. After receiving the message, Lin Moyu showed no expression. He controlled the warship to enter deep space, heading towards his next target, while taking out a piece of symbol gold obtained from the treasure ship secret realm. During the symbol gold eruption, Lin Moyu had also seized the opportunity to obtain some. This piece of symbol gold was of excellent quality, a top-grade piece. If sold, it could fetch at least 1,000 Divine City merit points. After the treasure ship secret realm was cleared, it would be permanently closed but not disappear. The treasure ship secret realm still existed, just in a different place, still under human control. Symbol gold could continue to be produced, and the output might even be greater than before. The symbol gold produced later would be sold through the human race's trading post. Symbol masters could purchase it there if needed. Clearing the secret realm was only beneficial to the human race, with no drawbacks. Lin Moyu used his soul power to transform into flames to refine the symbol gold. The purple flames burned fiercely, quickly softening the symbol gold and purifying it further. A piece of symbol gold was divided into 10 thin plates by Lin Moyu. Then Lin Moyu began to draw runes, intending to create light retention runes and space leap runes, which would then be fused to form 3 light runes. Lin Moyu had drawn these 2 runes countless times and was very skilled. Soon, the 2 runes were drawn and quickly fused. The entire process was smooth and without any delay. In just 10 minutes, a brand new 3 light rune was created. Chapter 2016. Chapter 2016. Creating Rune Plates, Mysterious Star Secret Realm. After a rune is successfully drawn, it must either be used immediately or continuously supplied with power, otherwise, the rune will not last long. For example, the Golden Armor rune array created by Lin Moyu is continuously powered by the World Tree, allowing it to operate continuously. In many rune arrays, either there are corresponding items that can continuously provide energy, or the rune array itself can continuously absorb energy from the outside world. Many rune arrays among the human race are also designed this way, but a single rune cannot do this. Additionally, there is another method, which is to make the rune into a rune plate. Using suitable materials, a rune plate can be made to preserve the rune for a long time. The specific preservation time depends on the grade of the material. Different grades of materials have different preservation times. Symbol gold is an excellent material for making rune plates. Lin Moyu sent the 3 light rune into the symbol gold, using soul power to fuse the 2, creating a 3 light rune plate. However, this type of rune plate can only be used once, which is not what Lin Moyu wanted. Lin Moyu continued to use his soul power to draw an array on the rune plate. The function of the array is to continuously absorb external energy and then send it into the 3 light rune. After each use, it only needs to wait for a period of time before the 3 light rune can be used again. Its function is similar to the ancient rune jade plate in Lin Moyu's hand, where the ancient rune inside can also be used repeatedly. Soon, a reusable 3 light rune plate was created. Lin Moyu looked at his rune plate with satisfaction. About once every 10 days, each use lasts for 10 minutes, with triple light, triple speed, equivalent to a 9-fold speed boost. Unfortunately, the cooldown time is too long, making it impractical, but it's better than nothing. Although the created rune plate was not very useful, Lin Moyu was very satisfied with his work. The key was not its usefulness but the understanding of runes and the ability to create them. If he could make a 3-light rune plate, he could make other rune plates, representing his capability. Creating rune plates is something many rune masters do. The created rune plates can be sold to earn Divine City merit points or credits, and it also serves as a validation of one's understanding of runes. Lin Moyu put away the 3-light rune plate and did not continue making more. He then took out the treasure ship. The treasure ship, which had been put away, lay quietly in his palm, looking very delicate. One could see that the gap on it was slowly recovering. Without external assistance, it would take years to fully recover. Lin Moyu wanted to repair it but was powerless. The runes on the treasure ship were of a very high level, including both high-level runes and a large number of ancient runes, which Lin Moyu had not yet reached. However, the main function of the treasure ship was still usable. Its purpose was to store runes. In ancient times, magical treasures like the treasure ship used to store runes were called rune warehouses, meaning rune storage. Back then, rune masters would store a large number of runes in them, which could be taken out when needed, just like cultivators using magical treasures. Unfortunately, the method of making rune warehouses has now been lost. In the inheritance of the holy symbol Celestial Lord, there is indeed a method to make rune warehouses, but Lin Moyu has not yet encountered it. Lin Moyu once again drew and fused a 3-light rune, then sent it into the treasure ship. The treasure ship flashed with a faint light, and a 3-light rune immediately appeared in its independent space. The 3-light rune hung in the space like a star, shining brightly. Lin Moyu could feel that there was a rune array operating inside the treasure ship, providing energy to the 3-light rune, allowing it to exist for a long time. If he needed the 3-light rune, he only needed to move his mind, and it would appear. Lin Moyu tried it, and the 3-light rune instantly appeared at his fingertips, very convenient. Compared to rune plates, it was much more convenient to use. Truly a good thing. With a rune warehouse, the combat power of rune masters will greatly increase. In the common understanding of the human race, most people know that rune masters are very powerful and indispensable everywhere. But rune masters, like alchemists and artifact refiners, although important, generally do not have strong combat power. There are powerful rune masters, but they are rare. If there were rune warehouses, the combat power of rune masters would become extremely astonishing. Throwing out a large number of runes, there would not be many who could match them in the same realm. Even if not invincible in the same realm, rune masters could rank among the top. After confirming the function of the treasure ship, Lin Moyu tirelessly drew runes. One by one, runes were drawn, and the number of runes in the treasure ship's warehouse increased. Lin Moyu focused solely on drawing 3-light runes, doing nothing else. He became more and more proficient, and his speed increased. Gradually, Lin Moyu began to use both hands, drawing 2 runes at the same time. Lin Moyu had used dual tasking before, and he had even tried triple tasking. Among the current rune masters, dual tasking is already impossible, and triple tasking is even more legendary. But Lin Moyu knew that in ancient times, dual tasking was common among rune masters, and triple tasking was not rare. In the inheritance of the holy symbol Celestial Lord, the true limit was quintuple tasking, not using hands, but purely using soul power, splitting into 5, and drawing runes simultaneously. The holy symbol Celestial Lord had reached this level back then. However, the holy symbol Celestial Lord also had his own speculation. He believed that there was no upper limit to multitasking. The true end of runes was not multitasking but drawing runes with a single thought. With one thought, 10,000 runes would appear. But this was just a fantasy, almost impossible to achieve. When the warship stopped, Lin Moyu had already filled the treasure ship with 100 3-light runes. In the originally empty and quiet space, 100 light spots appeared. The 100 light spots gathered together, forming a small starry sky. That's about it. Lin Moyu stopped drawing runes. The 3-light rune was fully mastered, and further improvement would require a deeper understanding of runes and laws. The warship had stopped, and Lin Moyu checked the star map, finding that he was still about 100 million kilometers away from his destination. The speed of deep space travel was indeed very fast, but the drawback was that positioning was not accurate enough. Positioning from deep space to the real space on the surface always had some deviation. For many divine sovereigns who were not good at speed, 100 million kilometers was quite a distance and would take a while to fly. But for Lin Moyu, 100 million kilometers was not far, just a matter of seconds. The space law flowed through his body, connecting with space, and Lin Moyu instantly disappeared into the starry sky. A few seconds later, Lin Moyu had crossed 100 million kilometers of space, close to his target. Auras came one after another, and several divine sovereigns appeared in his sight. Not far from them was the entrance to a secret realm. The secret realm belonging to the high 10,656 feet star system, the mysterious star secret realm. Chapter 2017. Chapter 2017. We are just used to leisure. In the treasure ship secret realm, Lin Moyu obtained the second location left by the holy symbol Celestial Lord, which was in the mysterious star secret realm in the advanced area of Divine City. 6 divine sovereigns were sitting outside the secret realm. They had laid a flat stone, with stone tables and chairs placed on it. 3 of them were brewing tea and chatting. On the other side of the tea table, 2 divine sovereigns were playing chess, while another was watching the game. These divine sovereigns appeared to be very leisurely. Lin Moyu's sudden arrival did not attract their attention. These divine sovereigns had lived for a long time, with the youngest being several thousand years old. Their long lives had made them calm and quiet, and they enjoyed life in addition to their cultivation. Lin Moyu flew over and landed on the stone. The mysterious star secret realm was an advanced secret realm, and his permissions in the secret realm strategy group were not enough to view related information. Moreover, there was not much information about the mysterious star secret realm in the Human Emperor network. Lin Moyu planned to ask these divine sovereigns for information about the mysterious star secret realm. Advanced secret realms often came with dangers, and it was common for divine sovereigns to fall inside. Although Lin Moyu was confident, he was never arrogant. Lin Moyu respectfully saluted, "Greetings, seniors." These divine sovereigns did not hide their information, their names and realms were all visible. Among the 6 divine sovereigns present, the weakest was at the 5th rank of the divine sovereign, and the strongest had reached the 7th rank, a true high-level divine sovereign. In the advanced area of Divine City, advanced secret realms often had divine sovereigns as the entry threshold. High-level divine sovereigns were not uncommon here, but a second-rank divine sovereign like Lin Moyu was very rare. At this moment, Lin Moyu did not hide his identity information, and these divine sovereigns finally showed surprise, focusing their attention on Lin Moyu and sizing him up. Among the 6 divine sovereigns, the only high-level divine sovereign spoke. "Lin Moyu, are you the top genius who cleared the secret realms?" His name was Lu Yuankui, a 7th-rank divine sovereign. He exuded an aura of authority, clearly someone who had been in a high position for a long time. Lin Moyu guessed that he was likely a high-ranking member of a major family, holding significant authority. Lin Moyu openly admitted, "Yes, I am." Lu Yuankui squinted his eyes. "A hero indeed emerges from the youth. It's remarkable. Having a genius like you is a great fortune for our human race." Lin Moyu calmly accepted his praise. He had heard such compliments many times, even from those in the Beyond Realm and Holy Sovereigns. Now, being praised by a divine sovereign did not stir any waves in his heart. However, this demeanor appeared to the divine sovereigns as being neither arrogant nor humble, remaining calm in the face of praise and criticism. Another divine sovereign praised, "To have such a mindset at a young age is truly commendable. Come, have some tea with us." His name was Kai Yuan, a 6th-rank divine sovereign, second only to Lu Yuankui among the 6. Lin Moyu observed his aura and found that he was only half a step away from the 7th rank of the divine sovereign, ready to advance at any time. Lin Moyu sat down generously, and the teapot automatically flew up, pouring tea for him. The tea set used by divine sovereigns was naturally a magical treasure. Brewing and pouring tea required only a thought. Kai Yuan asked, "Half a day ago, I saw the Divine City announcement. Lin Xiaoyu was still an intermediate personnel. How did you come here?" In Divine City, the hierarchy was clear, and intermediate personnel could not enter the advanced area. So Kai Yuan and Lu Yuankui were somewhat puzzled. Lin Moyu smiled. "The Human Emperor Network granted me special privileges, allowing me to move freely within Divine City." Lu Yuankui said, "I see. As a genius, having some privileges is normal." The divine sovereigns were all very calm, with only a hint of surprise in their eyes. Kai Yuan sipped his tea and said calmly, Lin Xiaoyu, are you here to enter the mysterious star secret realm? Lin Moyu nodded. Yes, I would like to ask the seniors for information about the mysterious star secret realm, if it is convenient. Kai Yuan smiled. There's no inconvenience. We have entered the mysterious star secret realm a few times. Although we don't know much about it, we do know some things. But this matter should be explained by Lu Lao. He has entered the most times and knows the most. The divine sovereigns clearly had a good relationship, and Kai Yuan directly handed the question to Lu Yuankui. Lu Yuankui said, actually, there's not much to the mysterious star secret realm. We enter it mainly for cultivation. Lu Yuankui shared some information about the mysterious star secret realm, and Lin Moyu listened carefully, combining it with the limited information from the Human Emperor Network for analysis. Advanced secret realms were different from intermediate and primary secret realms. In addition to dangers, they had other elements. First, there were restrictions on who could enter. The mysterious star secret realm required divine sovereigns to enter, divine kings and those in the beyond realm could not. Moreover, the minimum time for each entry was 10 days. Within 10 days, even using escape talismans, one could not leave the secret realm. After 10 days, one could leave freely. Once out, one could not re-enter within 100 days. This time restriction did not exist in primary and intermediate secret realms. The mysterious star secret realm was dangerous. Once inside, one had to survive for 10 days. According to Lu Yuankui, if one couldn't last 10 days, they didn't deserve to be a divine sovereign. After 10 days, the danger would increase, and it would become more dangerous over time. However, as the danger increased, the benefits would also increase. Lu Yuankui mentioned his highest record, having stayed in the mysterious star secret realm for 69 days. Besides him, Kai Yuan had the best record, having stayed for 58 days. The other divine sovereigns had stayed between 40 to 50 days, with none exceeding 60 days. Lu Yuankui said he planned to stay for more than 70 days the next time he entered the secret realm. After listening to Lu Yuankui, Lin Moyu had a certain understanding of the mysterious star secret realm. The mysterious star secret realm, though dangerous, was also an opportunity. However, this opportunity was mainly for those who cultivated the Starlight Law. The divine sovereigns present all cultivated the Starlight Law. There had been divine sovereigns who cultivated other laws, but they did not gain any benefits and left empty-handed. The reason why there was not much information recorded in the Human Emperor Network was mainly because the mysterious star secret realm was always changing. Each entry presented different situations. Lu Yuankui had entered a total of 139 times. Although there were some repetitions, most of the experiences were different. He had compared notes with Kai Yuan and others and found that everyone's experiences were different. They couldn't say how many changes there were in the mysterious star secret realm. After listening, Lin Moyu stood up and saluted. Thank you, seniors, for your guidance. Lu Yuankui, with some doubt, asked, you have not comprehended the Starlight Law. Why do you want to enter the mysterious star secret realm? Lin Moyu smiled. A senior guided me here. This ambiguous statement left people puzzled. Lu Yuankui was a smart person and did not pursue the matter further. Kai Yuan smiled kindly. Lin Xiaoyu, are you planning to clear this secret realm? Lin Moyu neither confirmed nor denied. It's hard to say. It depends on the specific situation. Lu Yuankui said, then we will wait and see. If you can clear it, don't worry about us. We are just used to leisure. Lin Moyu cupped his fists. Thank you, seniors. Chapter 2018. Chapter 2018. Mysterious Star Secret Realm, Meteor Test. Lin Moyu accepted the task related to the mysterious Star Secret Realm and stepped into the secret realm following the prompt from the Human Emperor Network. Divine City Task. Explore the mysterious Star Secret Realm. Enter the mysterious Star Secret Realm and obtain starlight. Restriction. Only divine sovereigns can enter. Completion condition. Obtain one piece of starlight, no quality requirement. Task reward. 1000 divine city merit points, no penalty for failure. Note. In the secret realm, starlight will condense every 10 days. The longer the time, the better the quality of the starlight. Obtaining starlight is considered task completion. Starlight can be traded or sold independently. For those cultivating the Starlight Law, starlight is an excellent cultivation material. In the mysterious Star Secret Realm, you cannot leave within the first 10 days. After 10 days, you can leave at any time. For those cultivating the starlight law, the longer you persist, the more benefits you will gain. The mysterious star secret realm is extremely dangerous. Enter with caution. The current death rate is 5%, and the severe injury rate is 25%. The highest realm of the deceased is the 9th rank of the Divine Sovereign. As his vision cleared, Lin Moyu saw the situation inside the secret realm and finished reading the reminder from the Human Emperor Network. Advanced secret realms were indeed different, with higher danger levels and an added injury and death rate statistic. A 5% death rate might not seem high, but upon closer analysis, it was quite significant. Apart from those divine sovereigns who did not cultivate the starlight law, like Lu Yuankui, who could benefit from the mysterious star secret realm, they would enter repeatedly, dozens or even hundreds of times. As the number of entries increased, the 5% death rate became quite alarming. The severe injury rate was even more shocking, reaching 25%. For divine sovereigns, severe injuries were not just physical but also soul injuries. Physical injuries, no matter how severe, could be quickly healed and were not considered severe injuries. This alone was enough to prove that the mysterious star secret realm was very dangerous. Even a 9th-rank divine sovereign died inside. How did they die? The second stage of the mysterious star secret realm has never been unlocked. Is it because it's too dangerous? Based on the experience from the treasure ship secret realm, the holy symbol Celestial Lord entered this place after the ancient symbol warriors died and left something behind. He wouldn't let his inheritor come here to die. There should be a way to break through. But it's hard to say. These celestial lords have very peculiar temperaments, and who can really understand them? Lin Moyu observed the mysterious star secret realm. The 10-day countdown started the moment he entered the secret realm. The first hour was safe, with no danger appearing. After 1 hour, the danger would begin. What kind of danger will I encounter? From what the seniors said, although the dangers encountered later vary, the dangers in the first 10 days are similar. Lin Moyu observed the secret realm, which was dotted with stars, resembling a real starry sky. There were streams of light jumping around, reminding Lin Moyu of the auroras on some planets. These auroras, once they appeared, would fill the entire sky with colorful lights, creating a dreamy scene. The scene before him was somewhat similar to auroras, with streams of light constantly flashing in the starry sky, covering a large area. 1, 2, 3 mysterious stars. It seems the danger should be meteors. Above his head were 3 giant mysterious stars, slowly rotating and emitting light. The light was not strong but was the source of illumination for the entire secret realm. Lu Yuankui had analyzed that if one encountered 3 mysterious stars upon entering, there was a more than 90% chance that the danger would come from meteors. Lin Moyu released the skeleton divine generals, who flew in all directions to explore the secret realm. The mysterious star secret realm was unexpectedly small, and within half an hour, the entire secret realm had been explored. The secret realm had a diameter of only 1 million kilometers, smaller than some primary secret realms. The overall structure of the secret realm was like a sphere, with Lin Moyu at the center. The outer layer of the secret realm was an incredibly sturdy transparent barrier. The skeleton divine generals tried to attack it but found it completely ineffective. Lin Moyu, curious, took a step and arrived at the edge of the secret realm. With a point of his finger, he summoned the Skeleton King. The Skeleton King swung his sword at the barrier, but the bone sword was forcefully bounced back with a loud noise. The barrier remained intact and unscathed. Lin Moyu tried several more times, but the results were the same. He tried to sense the barrier's vibrations with his soul, but the result surprised him. His soul could not sense the barrier's vibration frequency at all. Based on Lin Moyu's understanding, the secret realm was evolved from ancient symbols, and it should have a vibration frequency. But now, he couldn't sense it. Is it the work of the holy symbol Celestial Lord? Or is this ancient symbol special? How strange. It seems my understanding of runes is still too shallow, and there are many things I don't understand. Given the high danger of the mysterious star secret realm, it was unlikely to be a gentle rune. The rune that evolved it was likely an attack-type rune. As Lin Moyu pondered, an hour passed. The 3 mysterious stars in the sky suddenly emitted a faint light. First, the middle mysterious star began to glow and rotate faster. Then, countless light spots lit up on the middle mysterious star, and meteors flew out from it, heading towards Lin Moyu. They're here. Lin Moyu calmly dodged the incoming meteors. With just one step, he moved from one edge of the secret realm to the other. The meteors missed him and hit the barrier, exploding on impact. More meteors continued to fall, targeting Lin Moyu's position. Lin Moyu dodged again and muttered to himself, "So these are the meteors." The meteors were exactly as their name suggested, small meteors thrown down by the mysterious stars. Each small meteor was equivalent to a full-strength attack from a first-rank divine sovereign, quite powerful. However, there were not many meteors at the moment, and anyone who wasn't a fool could dodge them. But as time passed, the number of meteors would increase, becoming denser and harder to avoid. Compared to the dangers that would come later, the dangers in the first 10 days were just child's play. Although Lu Yuankui didn't explicitly say it, he implied that if a divine sovereign couldn't survive the first 10 days, they didn't deserve the title. He clearly despised those who were unworthy of the title of divine sovereign. He also mentioned that a high-rank divine sovereign couldn't last 50 days, completely unworthy of being a high-rank divine sovereign. Not only him, but Kai Yuan, who was present at the time, also had a similar opinion. In their eyes, the level of one's realm was not important, true combat power was paramount. Kai Yuan subtly expressed that some high-rank divine sovereigns were not his match in a real fight. In the mysterious star secret realm, one could verify true combat power. The longer one persisted, the stronger their true combat power. Whether this was true or not, at least these divine sovereigns believed it. Lin Moyu took step after step, each step taking him from one end of the secret realm to the other, making it impossible for the meteors to touch him. Once the danger in the mysterious star secret realm appeared, it would not stop. Meteors kept falling, and Lin Moyu kept dodging. Lin Moyu didn't find it annoying, instead, he enjoyed it, using it as an opportunity to practice his control over the space law. With each use, Lin Moyu's control over the space law improved rapidly. By the third day in the secret realm, Lin Moyu could control his precision to within 1,000 meters with each step. However, this precision was still somewhat insufficient. Lin Moyu had plenty of patience. If the precision was not enough, he would continue to practice and gradually improve. Chapter 2019. Chapter 2019, Using Pressure to Improve Oneself. On the fourth day in the mysterious star secret realm, the second mysterious star began to rotate. It hurled a second meteor shower towards Lin Moyu, and the flying speed of the meteors started to accelerate. The difficulty suddenly increased several times over. Although the mysterious stars all appeared to be overhead, their positions were actually different, and the directions of the meteors they threw out were also different. As a result, it became much more difficult for cultivators to dodge them. In Lin Moyu's view, as long as one's realm reached the third level of God Venerable, they could completely rely on their own power to withstand the impacts without needing to dodge. He only needed to use his purple gold body, and it wouldn't matter if these meteors hit him. While brute force to overcome everything was good, it would also go against his original intention. The difficulty has increased, very good. Lin Moyu had a smile on his face as he continued to teleport within the secret realm, avoiding the meteor attacks. He tried to minimize the distance of each teleportation, constantly enhancing his control precision over the laws of space. Unconsciously, his grasp of the teleportation distance became more and more precise, with decreasing errors. On the seventh day of entering the secret realm, the third mysterious star also began to accelerate its rotation. With three mysterious stars rotating together, the speed of the falling meteors increased again, and their number also increased simultaneously. Compared to the beginning, the speed of the meteors has increased about 3 times, and the number has also tripled. Coincidentally, it's the same as the 3-light talisman. Lin Moyu thought to himself, there really were quite a few coincidences in this world. At this point, the error in each of his steps had been reduced to 100 meters, which would be very precise if it were in outer space. Distances in outer space are often calculated in hundreds of millions, or even billions of kilometers. Unless it's point-to-point transmission like with teleportation arrays, it's hard to achieve true precision. Lin Moyu understood this point, but he was not satisfied with himself. His requirement was that each teleportation, regardless of distance, should allow him to arrive exactly where he wanted, without error. Doing this required an extremely fine grasp of the laws of space, and as the error became smaller and smaller, the difficulty would increase accordingly. It could be said that even those beyond in the starfishing tribe, who had mastered 100% of the spatial laws and even sublimated the laws into their own rules, still couldn't achieve pinpoint accuracy in every teleportation. Lin Moyu knew it was difficult, but he was confident he could do it. So in the face of falling meteors, he didn't use his purple gold body, but purely used spatial laws to dodge. He sought out some pressure for himself, believing that the greater the pressure, the greater the progress. 10 days quickly passed, and the speed of the 3 mysterious stars rapidly decreased until they stopped. No more meteors fell, and the 10-day trial was considered past. The entire secret realm shook at this moment, and an invisible force spread throughout the realm, enveloping Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu felt that a connection had formed between himself and the secret realm. From now on, he could leave the secret realm whenever he wanted. However, the entire process would take 2 seconds. It wasn't instantaneous. Lin Moyu finally understood why so many god venerables had died in the secret realm. It was probably during these 2 seconds when they wanted to leave that they met with mishaps. Being able to kill or seriously injure a god venerable in 2 seconds fully demonstrated how terrifying the secret realm was. According to Senior Liu, the truly terrifying aspect of the mysterious star secret realm is its chaos and unpredictability. Although the difficulty increases slowly over time, sometimes dangers can suddenly erupt. Many god venerables died or were seriously injured because of these sudden outbursts of danger. 2 seconds became the boundary between life and death. Lin Moyu now fully understood, and a smile appeared at the corners of his mouth. This secret realm posed no danger to him. Even if there were sudden outbursts of danger, he still had his new life talent, which allowed him to be reborn 3 times consecutively. The time needed for 3 rebirths in an extreme state was about 1 second, which meant he was much safer than other god venerables. As long as he didn't push his luck too far, Lin Moyu believed he wouldn't die here. 2306,692,307 sections. Then let me see what the Holy Talisman Heavenly Venerable has left behind. The 3 mysterious stars began to shrink, not by reducing in size, but by moving away. The 3 mysterious stars flew away in a row, disappearing from sight in the blink of an eye. This also made Lin Moyu realize that there was a vast space outside the secret realm. After the 3 mysterious stars moved away, the secret realm lost its light source and consequently dimmed. 10 days later, the formal test began. After the secret realm fell into complete darkness, Lin Moyu summoned several skeleton god generals, using their pure white light to provide some illumination for the secret realm. This wasn't the dark void that would devour light as long as there was a glimmer of light, it was enough for Lin Moyu to see the entire secret realm clearly. In the pure white light, a touch of red appeared. The red gradually became rich and bright, quickly expanding to cover the entire secret realm. A star. Lin Moyu saw clearly that the source of the red came from a star. Asking for flowers. 4 stars appeared simultaneously from 4 directions, quickly approaching the secret realm and enveloping it in the middle. The hot light shone in, rapidly raising the temperature of the secret realm. This time it's stars. The mysterious star secret realm was ever-changing, with all kinds of situations occurring. Upon seeing the 4 stars, Lin Moyu knew that the test the secret realm was bringing him this time involved stars. Coincidentally, Liu Yuankui had mentioned the star test before. Among the hundreds of mysterious star secret realm experiences he had, the star test was one of the more dangerous types. Just as Lin Moyu was pondering, the danger from the stars had already erupted. One of the stars erupted like a volcano, spewing out endless flames. At the same time, a point of fire appeared out of thin air in the secret realm, then transformed into a flaming arrow shooting towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu immediately took a step, appearing 1,000 meters away. The flaming arrow hit the edge of the secret realm's barrier, forming a large sea of fire that burned fiercely. The power of the flaming arrow was not weak, roughly equivalent to the attack power of a second-level god venerable, slightly stronger than the previous meteors. Just as Lin Moyu appeared, another point of fire emerged beside him. Without thinking, Lin Moyu took another step, teleporting again. Right after he left, the fire quickly expanded, once again transforming into a flaming arrow and shooting out. Fire continued to appear, and flaming arrows shot out one after another. No matter where Lin Moyu teleported to, fire would appear accordingly, with flaming arrows following closely. On the 12th day, another star erupted with flames. 2 points of fire began to appear simultaneously in the secret realm, and the number of flaming arrows also became 2, shooting towards Lin Moyu from different directions. Lin Moyu dodged while observing the flaming arrows. From the appearance of the fire to its evolution into a flaming arrow, the whole process takes about 1 second. 1 second, which happens to match my teleportation frequency. As long as I can maintain this speed, it doesn't matter even if the number increases. For Lin Moyu, facing one flaming arrow at a time or facing 10 flaming arrows at a time would yield the same result. As long as the frequency of flaming arrow generation didn't increase further, there wouldn't be any problems. He could continue to practice the precision of his teleportation using the flaming arrows. Lin Moyu continuously dodged the flaming arrow attacks, his understanding of spatial laws deepening, and his precision slowly improving. Without realizing it, Lin Moyu found that his mastery of spatial laws had actually progressed. Lin Moyu was delighted and continued to improve himself using the flaming arrows. Chapter 2020. Chapter 2020. The Secret Realm is Lin Moyu's training ground. On the 14th day, another star erupted with flames, and the number of flame arrows in the Secret Realm increased to 3. However, the number of flame arrows made no difference to Lin Moyu. Even if there were 100 flame arrows, they would all be aimed at him. As long as he changed direction, he could safely avoid them. As long as the frequency of the flame arrows did not increase, there would be no problem. On the 16th day, 4 stars erupted with flames simultaneously, and the number of flame arrows increased to 4. Lin Moyu pondered, there are still 4 days left in this round of trials. Logically, there should be another change on the 18th day. In the previous 3 changes, the number of flame arrows increased. So, in the 4th change, the speed should increase. Based on the experience of the previous meteor changes, the increase was in both number and speed. Lin Moyu believed that the flame arrows formed by the stars should follow the same pattern. On the 18th day, as expected, there was another change. There were still 4 flame arrows, but their speed increased by about 30%. However, the real issue was that the speed at which the flame arrows formed from the firelight also increased. From the previous 1 second, it became 0.9 seconds, an increase of 10%. This 10% change caught Lin Moyu off guard. The speed of the flame arrows formation just exceeded his teleportation speed. After several rounds, he finally slowed down a bit and was hit by a flame arrow. The intense flames exploded on his body, and his purple-gold body automatically activated to block the attack. He was not injured, but it made Lin Moyu realize that this approach would not work. If he could not completely avoid the flame arrows, it would be no different from taking the hits head-on. I need to increase my frequency. Lin Moyu clearly understood the problem. To cope with this change, he had to increase his teleportation frequency. If he could increase from once per second to once every half second, there would be no problem. Moreover, the frequency of the flame arrows was likely to increase again. If he did not increase his frequency, he would still be hit. Of course, he could also choose to take the hits head-on or use flying speed and body techniques to dodge like other god venerables. But that was not what he wanted. Lin Moyu knew exactly what he needed to do. Pressure creates motivation, this is good. The increased frequency of the flame arrows finally brought some pressure to Lin Moyu, which also served as motivation. Lin Moyu began to increase his teleportation frequency, also by 10%, to adapt to the frequency of the flame arrows. As the frequency increased, the precision immediately dropped significantly, and he could no longer be as precise as before. The error margin increased to nearly 10,000 meters, and once he almost teleported directly into the sea of fire. Lin Moyu showed a hint of helplessness, it seems there's a long way to go. As the frequency increased, the fluctuations in the spatial laws became more intense, and the precision naturally decreased. Lin Moyu was mentally prepared for this, but he did not expect the precision to drop so drastically, to the point of feeling out of control. This made him realize that there was a fundamental difference between imagination and practice. Many things could not be achieved just by thinking about them. However, his previous efforts were not in vain. Lin Moyu quickly adapted to the new frequency. Every effort was accumulated experience and would not be wasted. On the 20th day, the 4 stars suddenly stopped simultaneously. All the flame arrows disappeared, and the sea of fire extinguished, restoring peace to the secret realm. Lin Moyu knew he had an hour to rest before entering a new round of trials. The starlight remained intense, and some starlight fell on him, giving him a warm feeling. Lin Moyu felt the rich laws of starlight, as if they were meant to refine him. If he had comprehended the laws of starlight, he would have gained many benefits. The laws would become purer, and his realm would improve, bringing many advantages. This was why Liu Yuankui and others liked to repeatedly enter the mysterious star secret realm, to gain the benefits of starlight refinement. Unfortunately, Lin Moyu did not cultivate the laws of starlight, so the starlight refinement had no effect on him. The runes that evolved the mysterious star secret realm should be related to the laws of starlight. Back then, the holy talisman Heavenly Venerable had the ability to outline various laws with runes, except for a few special laws. In the ancient talisman warriors, the runes of the laws of starlight must have been integrated. Although the laws of starlight were not strong in attack, they were enduring, and the starlight in the starry sky could always supplement the laws of starlight. Using them on puppets could greatly enhance their sustained combat capability, making them quite practical. An hour passed, and a light spot appeared in the distance. The light spot quickly enlarged, and the temperature in the secret realm rose rapidly. 4 more stars appeared, doubling the number of stars outside the secret realm from 4 to 8. The number of stars doubled, which meant the difficulty would increase several times. More starlight fell in, and Lin Moyu saw a cluster of starlight condensing in the center of the secret realm, forming a crystal-like object. This was the starlight in the secret realm mission. After enduring the first 10 days and then the first round of trials, a piece of starlight would condense in the secret realm. Lin Moyu moved and teleported to the starlight, holding it in his hand. The starlight contained rich laws of starlight, making it an excellent cultivation material for those who cultivated the laws of starlight. Even god venerables could use it to enhance the fusion of laws and soul. This was just the lowest quality starlight. As time passed, a piece of starlight would condense every 10 days, and the quality would improve. Flames flashed, and the 4 stars outside the secret realm rotated simultaneously, quickly transforming the flames into flame arrows that shot towards Lin Moyu. A new round of trials began, starting at the strongest state of the previous round. Lin Moyu began to practice teleportation again, maintaining a frequency of once every 0.9 seconds, striving to improve precision. On the 22nd day, 2 more stars joined, increasing the number of flame arrows to 6, but the frequency did not change. The number of flame arrows did not affect Lin Moyu as long as the frequency did not change, it did not matter. On the 24th day, 8 stars rotated together, increasing the number of flame arrows to 8. Lin Moyu speculated that the next change would occur on the 26th day. The speed of the flame arrows would increase again, and the frequency would likely increase to 0.7 seconds. He was prepared to increase his frequency at any time. By now, he had adapted to the frequency of once every 0.9 seconds, and his precision had improved. If the frequency increased again, the precision would decrease, and he would have to adapt again. In Lin Moyu's eyes, the secret realm had changed its nature. He saw it as the best place to hone his spatial laws. In the eyes of others, the dangerous mysterious star secret realm had become a training ground for Lin Moyu. When the 26th day arrived, the speed of the flame arrows increased again, by about 50% compared to the initial speed. As the speed increased, the frequency also increased. The speed of the flame arrows formation increased from 0.9 seconds to 0.8 seconds, accelerating by another 0.1 seconds. Lin Moyu was prepared and increased his teleportation frequency accordingly. The precision decreased, but it was still within control.